Yep.
You have a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Is this the girl we spoke about after the we went to go see Final Fantasy Orchestra?
No.
Different girl.
Different girl. I've been going through
Dan gets
girls
around,
like this.
yeah.
Apparently, how long have you been seeing this girl?
About a month.
He loves them and leaves them, minus
Yeah.
the love.
Minus the love.
Is this
I leave my seed in them.
the only girl you've been seeing
Right now, yeah.
during this whole month?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow, she sounds special.
When he's
I
with
don't-
her, it's
she
the only
sounds
girl
like-
he's
yeah,
seeing.
Yeah, I'm not like seeing girls at the same time. I just go through
That's
them
not
quick.
true.
It's not?
No.
He's being autistic right now. He's like,
You see girls every day.
Oh, is he doing
Oh
that?
no.
oh, I thought that's
that
what you were
is
doing.
autistic.
No, it's like, that's
I
a
thought-
shitty
That is
joke.
autistic.
I thought you.
Maybe that says more about me than
You're
him.
the autistic
I
person,
analyzed
then.
his joke
I
that he
never-
wasn't even making.
Mike
at
sounds
all.
like me right now.
Yeah. Am I listening to a mirror right now?
Who are you referring to? That I saw multiple girls at
I might
once.
be making something up. I'm not sure.
This man has no concept of time.
I could have sworn you were seeing two people. No, you know what? You weren't seeing two people. You were talking to two people.
That's possible.
Yeah,
that's
that's
happened
different.
before. Where like
You can't. I mean, you can't.
you match with like multiple people at
Yeah.
the same time, so you talk to them both, and then like one wins over.
I mean, it's even acceptable for a reasonable amount of time to be going on dates with like a couple people, feeling them out.
I agree.
Before you actually commit to
Right.
it. You know, you're still feeling it out. Like
That's
if you're
fair.
chatting with a couple people and then they each set up a date maybe a week apart from each other or something.
Where's like the point in time where you're like, okay, I'm definitely like seeing this person and only this person. Like when do you stop?
Me personally,
Yeah.
I stay pretty strict to I just talk to one at a
Yeah.
time because I don't have time for all like chatting with two different girls, especially
lot of
on
effort.
I'd get carpal tunnel so fucking fast, keeping all these conversations going.
All two of them.
All two of them.
Hi, and then hi.
I don't like chatting via text. I'm very quick to
Yeah.
be like, so whenever you're comfortable, I'm ready to meet in person.
That's where I prefer to. Okay, the only thing I hate more than texting is phone call conversations. I hate those.
Like with a potential date.
yeah.
Oh god, I
'Cause
don't
then
think
you
I've
have to,
really
like-
done that.
Oh, it's the worst.
I usually hear their voice for the first time when I see them.
Every time I like am about to date someone, they're always like, "We should have a phone call set up soon."
Why?
All
Every
the time?
Every time.
Every time?
Every time.
There's
I've
gotta be a
never. Have you ever
reason.
had that happen?
No,
well,
I
you've
don't do that.
never done the online thing.
No.
Yeah.
That's happened to me. That like I said, like every time.
That's
at least the
insane.
last like the one I'm currently seeing. She didn't say that, but like we did. But I also know I've known this person.
Yeah, you knew
for
this person
years.
previously.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so
But
excited.
but
to figure out
well,
who it
tell them
is.
about that because you knew her, but didn't you also match on a dating site?
Yeah. So like it's
Do I have I heard of this person before?
you would know how I could possibly know this person. I don't think you would know them personally.
But I've heard of them before.
You probably haven't heard of them, but you would when I tell
This
you
is so meta.
when I tell you how
Which one's meta?
You never met her.
oh, and that's not what he's referring to.
Oh,
If I like when I tell you how I know her, you'll be like, "Oh, okay. That's how you know this person."
Through
and you
Tinder.
would know. Well, no, we actually matched on Bumble.
okay.
But I've
That's a
known
more
her.
respectable
I've known
site.
her since high school. We went to the same high school, but different grades. She's 2 grades younger than me.
Wow, rapist.
Specifically?
Statutory.
Yeah, she's she's in her upper 20s, and but it's Scott's cousin. Scott's
Man,
Yeah.
you're really.
Wait,
going
are you
after
talking about
the
Scotty
Sultan
Sultan
family.
Scott
of
yes,
Big Brother?
Yes, Big Brother 20. That's the one.
Do a little name drop there. Someone listen to this
Yeah.
podcast.
We should get him on we'll get him on as a guest. We promise.
We could do
We
that.
easily could.
I don't know him. Like I know him. He's a nice guy, but like I don't know him like you guys do.
Yeah.
That's fine. Actually, I'm the guest anyway. I'm the perma guest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can't have 2 guests.
You're the meta guest.
Yeah.
I want to keep on using your
You
slang.
used
and
it
I have
wrong.
no
just
idea
now.
what it
Yeah,
is.
you used it wrong. But yeah. So I knew her in like high school. She would always come to my cooking class, even though she wasn't in that class. Like she was in like
Wow. Dropping mad hints.
yeah. She said she had a crush on me. Then she always flirted with me, and I was like, I don't remember that. I have a bad memory.
She's like standing there with her legs spread.
Yeah.
yeah.
And Dan's like, oh, cooking.
Yeah.
These cookies look good.
She spread her legs. Dan spreading the butter.
Totally.
So gay.
That's a boomer ass tier joke.
Was let's just move on from that.
But anyway, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah. So yeah, and then she actually lives in my old apartment too.
Isn't that fucking weird?
It'd be weirder if you still had a key.
Oh, that
And
would
you
be
were a
weird.
stalker.
That would be weird.
And a murderer.
It's a different lock now.
It'd be weird if that wasn't the truth.
It'd be weird if it's a different lock and you still have a key.
That would be weird.
Okay, yeah.
That would be weird. But yeah, so because I knew her in high school, and I've seen her over the years, like at like family get-togethers for Scott. Because I always go over to their house on Christmas Eve.
Oh, okay.
So
And she's always there on Christmas
yeah,
Eve?
she's always there. Like I've
So
been
she's
to,
like one of those cousins that's like almost like a direct relative that's always there.
Yes, exactly.
Like is a cousin considered a direct relative?
Yeah, because it's your aunt's.
Or immediate.
it's-
I'm thinking immediate family.
It's like, yeah, I would say so. Because it's like your mom or dad's sister's kid. You're like, a cousin is almost like a brother or sister, in my opinion.
What?
Well,
You know what I mean?
How is it anything like that?
Well, because it's like,
or you mean like in level of
yeah, because like in
of
level of
closeness?
yeah,
Oh,
closeness,
okay. I was like,
closeness
what the
and also
fuck?
age. Odds are you're going to be similar ages.
So your cousins are your stepbrothers.
yeah,
There's something wrong with your family.
and I have sex with them too.
We've
And
been
I'm
going out
also
for a
their
month.
dad.
But yeah, so I've seen her over the years, and then I saw her on Bumble, and whenever I see someone I know on a dating app, I'll always swipe right on them.
Okay,
Just
quick
as, like,
quick
a joke.
aside to go back to the
Yeah.
incest thing. Didn't you also swipe right on your niece?
Yes,
That's awesome.
yes. But you also have to keep in mind, like most of the time, I'm just like da-da-da-da-da, like rapid fire
But
swiping.
you saw that it was her.
I
though.
saw that. It was,
Yeah.
like I said, it's got nothing to do with relations. If I see someone that I know already on a dating app, I'll always swipe right on.
What's the thought behind that? Why do you do that?
I just think it'd be like if you both match, be like, oh hey, haha, that was funny. It's like a funny joke. It's like
He knew how.
it's like Mike's butter spreading joke.
Oh,
So you want to spread butter on your niece? Got it. Continue.
Yeah. So anyway, and
Holy shit.
I mean, it was Thanksgiving the other day.
Yeah.
I said I'll butter those
oh
buns.
Jesus Christ. So you saw this girl, you swiped right.
I saw her and I was like, oh, it's Maddie. I know her. So I swiped right. Just thinking like, hey, it's someone I know. Like, she's pretty, she's cute, I like her. Like, I would go on a date. I wouldn't think that she thought the same about me. Plus, I thought she was still like dating someone because she was in a serious relationship for a long time.
Was she
Oh.
married?
No, they
No.
were never married. But
Just
they
a
were
long
like
relationship?
living together and stuff.
Oh geez, what happened? Did he hit her? Did she hit him?
No one was hit. They're actually still really good friends.
Oh,
It just
I-
didn't work out from like a relationship.
Yeah, I was gonna say you don't
perspective.
have
That
to go
is-
into that. Don't,
Yeah.
don't
No.
air
It
that
didn't
laundry.
work out on a relationship. Does that ever really happen?
What?
Where it doesn't work out as a
And you
relationship.
stay friends, and it's like
No.
Okay.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
You both were shaking
Had
your heads in
different-
the
different
opposite ways.
directions. Yeah.
Well, let's dive in. Why do you say no?
Because it's just weird that you want to stay friends with somebody that you had a flame with.
Well, does it change? They have a kid together too.
So
So there's like a level of like you have to.
got to compete for the kids' love. Still hate each other.
So I think that aspect plays into it too, like the fact that they have a kid
You
together.
can be civil.
so
I think being
they are
close friends
similar.
is. I just don't think that can happen.
Okay, maybe I think civil is the word I'm going for.
Oh,
Oh,
sure.
okay,
yeah.
Because I don't think they like hang like, oh, let's go to lunch sometime. Like I don't think they do that, but they still see each other a lot because of the kid.
Yeah.
So I think that's really more.
You
of what
kinda
I
have
meant.
to, yeah.
So yeah, but they're not. There's no because I've dated someone who's had a kid in the past, and those like the mom and the
Dad.
biological dad, they obviously had to try to stay civil, but there was clearly like weird tension
Yeah.
and like. But I don't see that with these two, so it's like a little different. I think
That's good.
than like just staying civil. I think like they.
I think you have. I mean, even like you were saying back to like the friendship thing, when you throw a kid in the mix, I mean, you love the kid enough to be civil.
Yeah.
So I think that throws the friendship thing out the window.
Yeah, that could be the case. I think that sounds about right. That's
Yeah.
probably more of what I meant than anything
I'm
else.
sathoughts
Yeah.
I'm satisfied with
We
your
What were
came
your
to
answer.
thoughts before we
agreements.
asked?
Yeah, close friends, no.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But you
Yeah.
can be cool with someone.
I think that's more
sure.
of what I'm close
Yeah.
friends.
But you
is
have
probably,
to not have feelings for them at all anymore for it to be like cool and not
Mm-hmm.
weird. Which almost like on one side or the other probably never really happens.
Right.
At least not for a long time.
I agree.
And then by the time that you both don't care about each other that much, like why dive back into that? It's just bringing weirdness.
Totally
also,
agree.
it brings weirdness
Totally
to you
agree.
if you're in a current relationship. continuing to be friends with your ex
Right.
Yeah.
is fucking weird.
Yeah, and at my age now, I don't know if you guys are the same way, but to even maintain a friendship with people you genuinely like is hard enough.
Right.
And if you're trying to maintain a relationship with somebody you apparently don't even like, is kind of fishy.
And yeah, exactly. Why are you actually doing
Yeah.
it? Because it's not easy. Nobody has enough time to have
Yeah.
a billion friends when you're an adult.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. As an adult, it's like the friends I have now, I'm like, that's enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't have
I don't
room
have
for
much
too many
time for many more.
Too many more.
There's already like a bunch of friends I have that I'm like, I can't even like see them that often.
Yeah.
You know? And
There's a
that's-
difference between close friends, like all of us are like
Close-
close
yeah,
friends, but then there's
you're right.
acquaintances where it's when I see them, I'm happy to see
Yeah.
them, but I'm not going to call them up or anything.
We'll come back to this.
Okay.
I grabbed this thermos, and Tara made a joke at your expense. when
At
I
my
grabbed it.
expense.
Yeah.
Wow.
I can't
I want
remember.
to hear this.
Just because she know every time Dan texts me a Harry Potter thing, I say it to Tara, and she knows that Dan like used to hate Harry Potter.
Yeah. I still don't
Oh,
love
that's
it.
what she said. She said Dan's such a bandwagon fan.
Bandwagon?
And that's what I said. I said, what bandwagon?
I was
Yeah,
gonna
really.
say, the hype of Harry Potter ended like 2 decades
There was
ago.
something on here. I said, what is this? And she goes, I don't know. Ask Dan.
Well, what is it? Maybe I'll know.
I don't know. I can't remember what it was. But it's funny that
That's so funny.
she like dishes so much shit, but she won't do it to your face.
I would never expect her to.
It'd be so funny if she did. She'll do it to
Yeah, that'd be
Jason.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Dan would probably just laugh his ass
I would
off.
laugh my ass off.
Especially if it's about Harry Potter
Yeah.
fandom. Like, who the fuck cares?
She liked my Facebook post when I went to that concert, though. And I was
Wow,
like,
are you going to
yeah.
let your woman get away with that?
Hell yeah.
Call her up
She
right
was a
now
parent.
and
"All
tell
right,
her
get her
to
on the phone.
put your hoe on a leash.
You're liking other men's Facebook statuses?
That's
Like,
ridiculous.
Marriage is over. It is ended.
She wanted to go with you, and I said, text him.
She-
You can go with
yeah,
him.
She could have gone. They were pretty cheap tickets. She'd had to sleep on the floor.
Why?
I only got one bed in the hotel room.
So? I trust you both.
Yeah, that's fine. She could have stayed in the bed too, but
Just kidding. That'd be fucking weird.
That would be fucking weird.
she's on
It's
the
weird
floor.
to be friends with your ex. Go ahead and sleep in my friend's bed, wife.
Well, that's different because me and her were never exes.
That's
You're
true.
still sleeping in
We're
the
really
same
friends.
bed.
We're like strangers almost.
I don't care. It's a totally different situation, but that's clearly weird.
Yeah.
That would be clearly
She could
weird.
have fit on like there was like a couch in there.
You're gonna
she
fit on
could
my
have slept
dick, says Dan.
But yeah, she wanted to go.
It was really good.
Was it Taking Back Sunday? What was the name of the band?
Mayday Parade.
Mayday Parade.
They covered a Taking Back Sunday song, and they covered "I'm Not Okay."
Oh.
My Chemical
I
Romance
don't
song.
like that song.
It's not one of my favorite
It
songs.
like
by
it's like
them.
menacingly stuck in my head. and
Really?
I don't like the
You
You don't like the
melody.
band.
I don't like the band.
You know, you hear something weird. So their My Chemical Romance is playing in New Zealand 2 days after Tara's birthday.
You got to go, and then you have to walk
Wow.
the path of Mordor.
Yeah, because that'd be like a get two
you
birds
can go
stoned
to
at
Weta
once.
workshops in person
Yeah.
workshop.
So that's
Get
a
a
that's
tour
a
of Weta.
that's a may end up doing that.
That'd be
What
cool.
month is that?
March.
How expensive is a plane ticket out there?
$1,000. One person.
Fuck yeah,
Because that's like Australia, basically. It's like you're flying to
Right.
Australia.
yeah.
But it's on the bucket list.
Yeah, for
And
Yeah,
it's like
might
doing
as
two
well.
things,
Fuck
yeah.
yeah. And then satisfy one of her.
Needs finally.
Right.
It's true.
I don't know why I couldn't even finish that sentence. Thank you,
You're
Dan.
welcome.
Jesus.
Saw my friend struggling.
What kind
threw
of
the life
tangent?
vest
We've
up.
been on a tangent. Where did we start?
I was
What-
talking about
We were
something.
talking about
Jake.
Bumble.
Saw
Oh
Jake.
yeah. Even yeah. So how'd that go? Who is this guy? First of all, I don't even know.
Just some guy we knew back when I was in high school.
I mean, I
Did he
told
go
you
to high
about him.
school with us?
He went.
He did
was
with you
a
guys.
year or two older than me.
Oh, okay.
And I met him and he was big into punk rock music, and then just like immediately he like devoted his life to metal and everything metal within like a couple weeks of knowing him. And then he kind of started dressing like me and listened to the same music I listened to. It just got kind of awkward, so I quit
He was
hanging out
trying to
with
become
him.
you.
Yeah, and then
Bizarro.
Did you
Mike.
both have like the trip pants?
yeah,
Wow.
Yeah, they did.
That's a lot of like real estate worth of trip pants.
Yeah, you could have clothed
lot of
You guys
Ethiopia.
had to stand. Yeah.
Ethiopia.
You guys had to stand like 20 feet apart from each other just because like at that distance the base of your pants were still touching each other.
It was
Jump
windy
out of a plane and be perfectly fine.
But yeah, we saw him and like Jason and like he knew we were there, and he like wouldn't make eye contact. And,
Oh,
and Jason and
Did you guys
Eric,
not get along then?
I have no issues with him.
No,
but it.
but we all just stopped hanging out with them.
yeah. And then
abruptly.
Jason and Eric like were laughing at him Just like the chances, not laughing at him, but like, oh my God, we just saw this dude.
Yeah.
And I like they were laughing like all, but like I felt like sick to my stomach. Like, dude, you're still here.
At Target.
Yeah.
What does he
Yeah.
do there? Is he at least a manager or something?
I don't know. I didn't
I'm
ask him.
guessing probably not. Was
I
he
didn't
wearing
know-
like a different like type of?
Yeah, he was wearing different clothes, but I didn't know if he was
Hopefully
like
he's a
he
manager at
wouldn't
least.
he wouldn't talk because I didn't know if it was like an embarrassment thing or.
Like embarrassed that he was working that job, or embarrassed because he hadn't seen you in so long.
Right.
I don't know. Immediately I thought the job thing.
They make decent money at Target. They pay all right.
I have no idea.
You know, I heard that the managers at GameStop make like $30,000 salaried.
That's not good.
No.
The managers, yeah, that's ridiculous. See, I almost make $30,000 a year, but I fucking chill at work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Well,
the
you
most
have
chill
like
job on the
you have
planet.
a less. You also have a job that is less like in danger of just completely being lost since GameStop is struggling so badly.
Well, boys, the topics I wrote down today were about work.
Wow.
Work related. We
Okay.
just-
Well, let's dive into them.
Yeah,
we
let's
worked right
jump
in
in.
there.
Yeah. Yeah, let's get some structure to this. Or do we need to finish up with what Dan was saying before?
No.
Just
Okay.
kidding.
Oh,
What-
Jesus!
There you go.
What were you talking about?
Him dating this girl.
Yeah. So long story. I'll just cruise through it then. We swiped on Bumble, and I was just like, "Oh, hey, how you doing?"
you swiped
And we
her
were-
Bumble.
Yeah, I swiped her Bumble over.
Another bad joke.
Anyway, yeah, so we swipe right on each other, and then we're just like talking about normal stuff, not even like flirting or anything. But then I was like, oh, you know, like we were about to end the conversation. I was just like, oh, well, if you ever want to go on a date sometime, let me know. Haha. She's like,
right.
you know, I do actually. So
Ooh.
I was like, okay. So we've been on a couple dates now, doing some stuff. We kissed yesterday.
Whoa!
We had the first kiss.
How many dates in?
2. We've
That's
like
legit.
we've like hung out in totality probably like 5 times, but only like 2 of them were like actual dates.
I like that. I
Yeah.
like that you didn't like just like jump into it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I prefer that.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. In this situation, I preferred it.
There's
A
no
little more,
shame in
like,
that game.
Ease into it kind of thing.
Well, yeah, this seems to be, there's connections to like a friend. And you don't want it to be just like a hit and quit it type of thing.
Right. Yeah, definitely not. So it's going good though, I would say.
Did you
Yeah.
buy the engagement ring yet, or?
Yeah, I've actually got it.
You knocked her up already, right?
Yeah, I did both at the same time.
Right.
We had sex.
You
and
bought
I-
the engagement ring while you were knocking her
Well,
up? Were you on
I
Amazon
bought
or
the-
something?
No, I bought the. So what
Let me find
happened
the
was
cheapest fucking ring I could find.
what happened was I bought the engagement ring, and we had sex, and she's like, "You used a condom, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, see." And I pulled my dick out, and the engagement ring was on my cock.
Smart.
You have a small cock.
Well, it's
Huge.
or she has big fingers. Let's hope that that's the case.
Does she put him in your butthole?
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Call back.
Only the OG fans will get
Jeez.
that.
I thought you were walking funny earlier.
So okay, we can move on to your topic. Now. I'm done with that.
I actually have a different question to start this with.
Okay.
There was a segment on something that Tara watches where they would ask people their unpopular opinions.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have an unpopular opinion, you would share your unpopular opinion.
I have a lot.
I
Of,
have one right off the bat. It's an easy one.
Mm-hmm.
It's or are you asking
Yeah.
for us to do that? I like circus peanuts.
I like them circus peanuts too.
You do?
You guys are crazy.
I eat the shell too.
Okay,
Oh,
you're not
no,
thinking
no,
of circus
Never
peanuts
mind.
then.
You're not
Never
thinking-
mind. That is.
Those are like orange marshmallow bullshit.
Yeah.
Somebody left him at work the other day, and I was eating them. I'm like, I fucking love these things. I was like, no one likes these things, and I was thinking, how can I incorporate this into the podcast? 'Cause
Really?
I feel like there could be a discussion there, but I want to just say, okay, welcome to making fun of Mike. I like circus peanuts.
That worked
Like a
perfect.
confession.
Thoughts?
Yeah. We're just like, ugh.
I have enjoyed them.
They're so good.
They're
I
not
fucking
good.
Like-
love them. I love
like-
the texture. I love the taste. I love the way they look. I love the way they feel in the ass. No, I actually love them.
They're,
They're
just
almost
like
nostalgic.
Stale marshmallows. I
They're
can
s-
see the nostalgic piece to it.
But it's
In
nostalgic, and I
Americana
legitimately
too, it's
love.
like all like old like penny shop candies,
I remember buying them at Walgreens and eating them, and you saying those are disgusting.
and I stand by that.
Yeah.
Years later.
I could see why people don't like, but I fucking love them. Does anybody in the comments below please let me know if you
Don't forget
like
to like, share,
circus
and subscribe.
peanuts?
We're gonna do a poll.
I feel like that is an unpopular opinion.
That's
though. Nobody
unpopular.
likes
It is.
it. How the fuck do they still sell those things?
I don't know. Well, obviously it's not that unpopular then because they make a profit on them.
Maybe it's just some billionaire is just really.
I feel
I
like
just
this-
love these things, man. I
So
want them
I'm
out in the
on-
world,
yeah.
I
and
feel
they
like
never
the
go
ones-
bad.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah,
gonna say. The ones
exactly
at
it.
Casey's now have been there since 1983.
And they're still just as edible.
Yeah.
And they get better. It's like they age like fine wine.
They only made like one original batch of circus
Circus
peanuts. They're
peanuts.
still selling through them.
What about you,
They're
Dan?
gross. Mine. I was gonna give like a general like food thing too,
Yeah, that's
like how
fine.
he said circus peanuts. But mine's not like one specific food. I just have like a very bland like taste palette. So I'm into just like very like my favorite type of pizza is just cheese pizza.
That's true. He loves.
That's pretty
cheese.
unpopular.
I can.
Vouch for that. Or like I love Lorna Doone cookies. They're just like generic, just like butter cookies.
Have you had them?
I don't know. I'm sure I have had them.
They
don't like-
suck.
I don't
mean,
like-
they suck. Like, why would you buy them?
I'm gonna Google. I want to see what they look like.
Yeah.
Maybe
It's
I have
got
had them.
even the packaging sucks. It
Yeah.
doesn't even look like something you'd want to buy.
I don't like anything spicy. I hit like a new. Did you see my new thing
Yes,
that I saw was
tell
too
him.
spicy? So something new that I had that was too spicy. Just this last week, Mike.
Yeah.
Wendy's French fries
Did they
were
have
too spicy.
What did they have on
Well,
them?
so like later on, I think I was like poisoned because later on I like investigated it and there were like little pieces of like black pepper on them.
Yeah, and you don't like pepper.
It's too spicy.
Yeah, I like Laura Doone cookies. I don't prefer them over.
It's a boring
that's like
ass
my
cookie,
favorite
man.
type of cookie. I
It's a
fucking
boring
love
ass
Lorna Doone
cookie.
cookies.
Oh my god, no,
So that's,
dude.
that's what I was just gonna say is just like
Yeah, the spicy thing.
there's a
I
lot
think
of
for
foods
you, yeah.
where I'm like, this is my preference on food, and they're like,
I think that Dan has an allergy to citric acid or something.
Well,
because
even-
you are
well,
way
citric
too
acid
affected.
probably not because that's like more of a sour.
Oh,
and
that's
I love
true.
sour.
That's true. Yeah.
Like even the
Maybe I have a black pepper allergy.
you had
Black pepper
the
isn't pretty much anything spicy.
Plug
you had
your-
that chicken
hold on,
flavored.
real fast. Plug your thing in a little bit more. Yeah, I
You
think
know-
it's yours that's making that sound.
It's like as in as it goes. Does it
Okay.
still sound like it?
I think it's when like you wiggle it, it's going like. Sounds good now. Okay, because it was really
not to-
bad.
Really?
Yeah, I mean,
was like holding it down here, so like, how does it sound now? Is it worse?
Well, one time I'm gonna switch it back to unless this makes sound again. Dan had at work. He had.
I don't know where this is going.
Chicken ramen, and it was way too spicy for him. It was just chicken flavored
was
ramen.
plain.
yeah, it's just salty. That's just salty. When I taste that,
Yeah, I taste like super spices. I'm a super taster.
I can't get enough of spicy, dude.
Yeah,
I
me
want
too.
I
Oh
want
my
to
God.
be in
But
pain
no.
while
No.
eating.
See, I love spicy, but it's gotta have a good flavor. I don't like hot for the sake of being hot.
I don't either. It does have to have a good flavor, but I'll kick it to like I like that flavor so much. I'm like that with anything.
Mm-hmm.
If it's sweet, I want it to be so fucking sweet and make someone puke. You know, I just want to push every good thing that I feel to the
To the
fucking
maximum.
extreme, and then I just suffer afterwards.
Yeah, I
I
hear
like.
ya.
I put Frank's Red Hot on everything.
See,
Yeah.
Frank's Red Hot sauce, I actually kind of do like. There
It
are
just
some
it
like,
just tastes salty to me.
yeah, there are some like spicy things where I'm like, it's definitely like Frank's Red Hots is definitely too spicy, but I like the flavor enough to where I'll use like a little bit of it, and I mean a little bit.
I was eating. My coworker gave me ghost peppers, and I was just taking bites off of them, like along with my
crazy.
food. Like I take like a bite of whatever I cooked, and then a bite of ghost pepper.
I got jalapeno poppers. I got jalapeno poppers this week, and I after one, the second I like sunk my teeth in, my tongue was like physically burned. It felt like there was like a match on my tongue,
That's what I'm saying.
And
Because
it
you
was like
react in
that-
a way that's not normal.
and it was like that for like 15 minutes, and I couldn't. I was like eating my burger, and even when like the bottom bread of the burger even touched my tongue, it was like it was burnt. It was like it was actually
Was
burnt.
Because it was next to it.
Was the jalapeno popper like straight out of the fryer or something? Did
No.
you try to eat it while it was in the fryer?
Yeah, I put my tongue in.
I put my
the
whole
fryer.
face in there.
Yeah. And like I said, it was before. I don't even know that the jalapeno popper had even touched my tongue yet. It was like as my teeth were like.
It was
sinking
airborne
into
spiciness.
it. Yeah, and it like stayed in there forever.
I remember when we worked with this guy that made he grew scorpion peppers, and I love spicy stuff. I cut it in half and like quickly dabbed it on my tongue. Like you were explaining, it was like the
Yeah.
hottest thing ever.
But mine was a jalapeno.
Well, dude, if they leave the seeds in, a fucking jalapeno popper can be really spicy.
Don't they take them out though? Because
They normally do.
hollow a jalapeno.
They normally do, but I've eaten them before, and I think they forgot
Yeah.
something, and I'm burning up.
I've eaten jalapeno poppers where like I didn't notice like that much heat,
Right.
but this one was like unreal.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't take another bite.
So what's your unpopular opinion, Mike?
I don't like Zelda.
That is an
At all?
unpopular opinion.
Any
But
of them?
how many have you played?
Played a lot of them.
Which ones?
I don't know that I buy that.
Have you beaten them?
I beat one of them. I beat Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
I played Wind Waker. I played this Running Wild or whatever it's called.
Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild.
Running Wild.
I played a lot of them. Just don't like it.
Really?
What don't you like about
it?
yeah.
I don't like the sounds. I don't like Link.
You don't like the
I don't like
sounds?
the-
This is unpopular.
This
Yeah.
is unpopular.
This is unpopular.
I mean, I get how people like it. I just don't like it.
The
I
like
don't like
sounds
the characters.
and the music are like the best part of that game.
I don't like it.
Wow. I don't even know what to really
I was so
say.
supportive of you guys' opinions, and Kyle looks like he wants to kill me.
I'm trying to think because I know that there's like some shit out there that everyone likes that I don't like, but it's just not coming to me right now.
Right.
I'm just
You
thinking
don't
movies,
like
in
movies.
general.
Yeah, that's what I was just
I
gonna
don't
say.
like watching a movie.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I like a few movies. Sling Blade.
You like
American
Rambo?
Psycho. What?
Rambo?
Rambo was pretty good.
Rambo's
I don't know if I'll
movie.
ever watch it again. But if somebody asks me to sit and watch a movie, I want to fucking scream.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to run away. I can't stay. But I can watch a TV show for like 4 hours, but I can't sit there and watch a 2-hour movie. I don't know why.
Maybe it's because you don't want to like commit for the 2 hours.
I think
but
that's
Yeah,
it.
because you
You
can
just
like take
happen into
breaks
the-
in between like
Yeah.
the TV
Yeah.
shows.
Right.
I don't like going to the movie theater. I
haven't
get
been
that.
I haven't been in
I
so
do, but I
long.
never go and do it. And
I want to
it's
see
so
Joker
weird.
though. Actually,
I want to see Joker really
there's
bad.
so much hype around it. I want to see it. Sounds good.
I'm gonna wait till it comes out, but yeah, I want to see it too.
Yeah. It's so weird because like I love going to the movies and like when I'm there, I'm like, I'm having so much fun, but I will never like. It takes so much effort for me to actually go and do it. Like even if I'm not doing anything, I'm like, I'm not gonna go out to see a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Even though when I'm there, I'm having like a great time. Is that weird?
I'm
No,
that way
I
with
think
a
the
lot
same
of
thing.
things too.
Yeah.
Like I never want to leave the house, but when I'm out, I'm like, yes, this
Yeah,
is
this
great.
is
I don't
great.
want to go home, but then when I'm home, I'm like, I'm not going out.
Yeah, I get like that too.
I don't know why that is.
Agoraphobia.
That's fear
Is
of
that
everything.
it? Are you that hardcore?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say that's that legitimate.
No, not at all.
Because yeah, I've kind of been the opposite. I used to kind of be like that, but I like getting out more than
Yeah,
I
you
probably
definitely-
ever have.
Yeah, I agree. I
Yeah.
think you're always like down to do whatever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I think maybe it's to like learned, like because I used to love going out and everything, but I think since,
You guys work a different type of job than me. My job, at the end of the day, I'm energized and ready to go.
Not me.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted.
Yeah, you guys are tired at the end of work. When I worked at Walgreens, I didn't want to go anywhere.
Right.
That fucking drained me. But I do manual labor at work sometimes.
Right.
Pretty extensively sometimes too.
maybe
I'm
it's
down,
like
I'm down to do whatever because I don't have to talk to people all day.
Right.
So I want to talk to people when I get off
I don't
work.
talk to people all day. Only sometimes.
I talk to people all day. It sucks.
Okay, back to work.
Oh
You know,
yeah.
Kyle?
We went into it
Um,
again.
I just wrote down a bunch of different like talking points.
That is
sure.
a lot of talking.
Yeah.
points
I
seeing
love
on
to
your
see
phone.
that.
I love work. Like the not working, but how everybody like leads their different lives with work. Like we all have different jobs
Oh yeah.
and everything.
Work is
You
so
like the
crucial.
concept of work
I like that everybody has a role.
Yeah.
in
that's cool.
society?
Yeah.
We
That's
live in a
cool.
society. Sorry.
But what was your first job?
My first job was the golf course
Oh really?
maintenance. 5 a.m.
And that's kind of like what you do now. You didn't
But this
really
job
change.
sucked, man.
Oh.
It was the worst job I've ever had, and I'm glad
Oh.
it was the first job I ever had, and it was the worst by fucking far. They worked my ass off. You got one break, and it was 5 hours into the shift. I went to the interview, talked to the guy, walked around, pretty much just got it. It was kind of as long as you,
Well, when it sucks like that, they pretty much just hand it
right,
out,
as long
you
as
know?
you're not a freak or something, they're gonna. And even in my case, they still ended up hiring me. But he said, "Okay, well, I think you'll work out. You want to start tomorrow at 5?" And I almost thought he was joking. And then no, and then what he said was, "We set our clocks 5 minutes early, just so you know." And
that's a weird
That's
thing
what I
to
thought he was
say.
joking about. I thought he was joking about that. I'm like, okay, but I always, especially on the first day, you show up like 15 minutes early or
at
something.
least,
You want to
at
make sure you know
least.
where you park and everything.
Yeah, at least get the groove
I get
of
that,
it.
dude. That is an awful feeling. it was the middle of summer, and it's cold as fuck when you start working because you're in a t-shirt because it's summer.
Right.
I didn't think to bring a coat or anything. Your shoes are soaking wet because you're going through a golf cart, raking up sand traps. That's like the starter job. You just rake all the sand traps, and that takes like 3 hours.
Jesus.
And it's dark out, and then it just slowly gets hot as fuck.
Yeah.
One day I had like heat exhaustion. I kept just falling over. We were picking up these rocks, building this rock wall, and I remember just because I'm a pretty good worker, believe it or not, but I kept picking, and then I just kept falling down. I couldn't stand back up. I was coherent, but I was so exhausted. I just kept falling over.
Wow.
I don't think I drank any water or something.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah.
You gotta carry like a gallon of water with you.
Yeah, I think I was drinking pop or something.
Oh, that's even worse.
Back then, I didn't think about it. I was
Than not
16.
drinking
You
anything.
know,
Well,
just
right.
How long did you last there?
like 2 months. I gave him like a month's notice though. I said, "Hey man, when I start, I was 16, so I said when I start back at school, I'm not gonna come back."
Were they cool about it?
No, he was a total dick about it.
I'd be like, well, then I'm
Really?
gone now, bitch.
I didn't think to do that. I guess I wanted the money, but he's like, this really isn't a summer job, and I said, well, I'm
It's a
not.
fucking
course,
bad.
guy.
Right. Yeah, and I was like, I'm not coming here before school. When am I
Right.
gonna work?
Yeah.
I go to school all week. You want me to come? He wanted me to come in before school and work for a few hours and then go to school.
Fucking dipshit.
Yeah.
What a fucking
my
loser.
God.
I
That guy,
fucking
that guy
hate
was
that
a
guy.
loser. One time, the guy
Christ.
just left his kid with us. It was weird as fuck. It was me, and we were all teenagers, and his kid was like 7 or 8, and he was a total brat. He was a little prick, and his name was Walker because
Braylon?
I kept calling I kept calling him Walker Texas Ranger because I don't know. And he hated that. He got really mad about that. I'm
fuck?
pretty sure he was throwing rocks at me at one point.
What
This kid was a little
fuck?
bitch. I wanted to fuck him up. But it was the
What a
boss's
nightmare.
son. And then why did you leave
Boss.
your son with me?
Right.
I'm a kid, and I don't like kids.
Yeah.
You should have been. It's like
Call
it's
DC
not really
police.
the type of job you can bring your kid to.
He lived at the golf course.
Oh, that's so fucking weird.
Yeah, so the kid
Does he
lived.
still live there? Do we know?
Oh, I have no. Dude, that was 13 years
We should go
ago.
break all his windows at his house.
No, we shouldn't. All
Mike, you got your gun on you? We'll shoot
Yeah.
him out. We'll shoot the windows.
right, I'm gonna
out.
stay here and finish the podcast while you guys do that. So what else? No. Yeah, your first job.
Oh yeah, my first job was working at like a rental place. They rented out like party supplies. Like you could rent like big
Oh,
tents.
okay.
Is this still open?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. They still get business. I don't know how that guy's like dying, the owner. But that was also not very fun. It was also like manual labor. I didn't want to do it. I was just turning 16. Like the owner is like one of my dad's best friends, and his wife is one of my mom's best friends. And they had a son that's the same age as my brother, and they were best friends. So like my brother worked there when he turned 16. And then when I turned 16, he called and was like, "Well, you can start now." Like it was like it was just
It's a coming of
understood-
age thing.
Yeah, like it was just understood that I was just gonna work there. And I was like, okay, I'll come in, but like I didn't have the benefit that like my brother did of like, since he was the same age as his friend, they worked there together, and like his dad owned the place, so it was like they had kind of a cool setup. But I didn't really get that. So, and it was before I could drive, so I was just like hanging out in the like warehouse, and would just like people would come in and drop off the stuff they rented, or pick up the stuff that they were renting, and I would put it in or like load or unload their vehicles. That was all I did. And then like when people weren't there, I'd like sweep or hang out with the dog. We had like a dog in there.
That sounds all right.
Yeah, it don't sound too bad.
It wasn't like in hindsight, but it was another situation
But
where
your
like,
first job too, you're like 5 hours is a long time.
Oh, right. It was that because it was kind of boring. It was only me in there, so it was like me and this like dead.
Kill for that now. Holy
Yeah,
shit.
no shit.
That'd be so badass.
I know. Now, yeah, looking back on it, like maybe he'll hire me.
Sounds
again.
amazing. Yeah, dude. I'm
But,
gonna work there on the weekends. Just jack off in the what?
Totally on the dog.
Yeah. Oh!
The mummified corpses
Yeah, on the
in
dog's grave.
Yeah. But I did not like it. It was not fun, and I was in football, so like during the summer, I was in football all summer long, so I'd have to
That's
go to
work.
Yeah, so I'd have to go to football and then go to this place.
It sounds awful.
Yeah,
So
I wouldn't
was
like that either then, yeah.
So I was like, I'm not gonna do this. So I only worked there like
7 hours.
Yeah. No, it was probably not even like 2 months.
That's how my first job was.
Yeah.
Something like that.
And then my Menards job was also only like 2 months.
Was that your
2 or
second
3
job?
months? No, that was my third job.
Second job was Walgreens.
Walgreens. Yeah.
Oh, nice. So you've had 4 jobs.
1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
I'm a
Yeah.
company guy. I'll stay at a company for a long time.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, about 2 months. The first one.
And the third one.
And then-
Half
and the
of
third
them
one.
were only
Yeah.
a month or two.
I don't think
then
you
it
had
was-
formally quit your third job either, did you?
No.
You just
No, I
walked
didn't.
out.
No, I was working there and I did become dehydrated and I was hospitalized for it.
Oh.
And when I got out
Yeah.
of the hospital, I just was like, I'm not going back. Because like I woke up one morning to go to work because work started also at 5. And it was super grueling and I was the only one doing my job. So I was working like doubles almost every day in the middle of the summer, like outside, like lifting all this lumber. And I did have a gallon of water and I would drink a gallon of water every shift, but it wasn't enough. So I woke up one morning and I like threw up like the second I woke up and I was like, I have to call off and go to like the doctor. So I called my like store manager, like the assistant store manager, and was like, hey, I can't come in. I'm not feeling good. And he's like, okay, just bring a doctor's note next time you do come in. And I was like, okay. So I went to the doctor and like, he was like examining my like stomach and like, even if he touched my stomach, I would puke.
Really?
Yeah. And he's like, you have to go to the hospital. So he admitted me to the hospital that day.
Damn.
And I was like, okay, but can I have a doctor's note for work? So I took the doctor's note and I brought it into work on my way to the hospital. And I gave it to the assistant manager and he's like, you don't need to bring that in today.
Yeah, why the fuck would you do that?
And I was like, well, they're admitting me into the hospital. So now I'm not going to be, it's not just me calling off today anymore. I'm probably going to be off all week.
Yeah.
But once you, if you return to work with a doctor's note,
That is not
you'll be fine. Yeah.
Yeah, but I wanted to like let them know like what was
Yeah.
going on. I didn't want to be like a dick yet.
So you went in there and puked all over the place. I just
yeah.
want to do the right thing.
Yeah, I puked on the store manager. Yeah.
Yeah. This is what you did to me.
So then I went and I was admitted into the hospital and I was there for 4 days. And then when I got off, I just didn't go back. And I remember getting like a phone call from
We used to
like,
chill so much back then. That was badass.
That was when I met you, Mike, when I
Oh,
wasn't
was
working.
it?
Yeah, remember? Because you offered me a job. You
Yeah.
were pretending to be one of the job
I
offers.
fake offered you a job.
Yeah.
We need to tell that story right now.
That worked
That was
out.
fucking funny.
I feel like we've told this story like a million times on podcasts
Not on
and it's never
podca-
made
Oh, yeah, you're right. We
it.
have.
Do you want me to tell this story right
Yeah.
Yeah.
now?
That's a good aside. Because that was fucked up.
So I did. I knew you. I already knew you.
Yeah, you didn't meet him
we
while
had-
you weren't
I
working.
think
I think he
we,
met you like a month or two before.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we might have
played-
met once before.
We played disc golf.
Because you had my. Well, you didn't even have my number
Nope.
yet. And I didn't have yours.
Nope.
Yeah, you guys were just more friends through me at that
Yeah.
point.
Well,
It
and
was
it was really.
acquaintance
We
at
may have
that
went
time.
disking once or twice.
Yeah.
But we hit
If
it
it
off.
was twice, even, I'd be shocked. But yeah, we did. We did.
Yeah.
And then months go by, and Kyle and I go disking, and then Kyle. I think you were supposed.
He was supposed to come, but Dan used to be a super sleeper inner.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
I
it was
was-
like it was like
okay.
noon or something.
Yeah.
For
And
blowing
I
up
was
his phone.
asleep. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
asleep. Because I
So-
woke up to it. Because to preface.
This was so
Because
fucked
to
up.
preface it a little bit too, it might not have been like the day before, but like within that week for sure, I had applied at a couple different like places because I was unemployed,
And I knew that.
and I was like,
It's true. And there was one job he really wanted to get.
yes, yes.
I still
really
remember where it
wanted
was because I used to stop there for my job
Yes.
all the time. And I was like, dude, that'd be sweet if you get a job
Yes, it was at a school. It was like doing kind of what you do.
Yeah, it was
Carl.
janitor
like a
shit.
janitor shit, and I was like, it sounded so awesome to me. I was like, I'd love it. You work in a school. It's kind of a cool
there.
setting.
The best,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
you'd get
w-
great insurance and shit.
Yeah,
there,
so
too.
I was like, I really
wanted
want
it.
this job, bad. And it was like more money than I'd ever been making up to that point.
Yeah.
It wasn't much, but it was.
right.
And me and Kyle were disking, and you
Yeah.
were supposed to be there, and you weren't there. So Kyle tells me about this job that you want.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I am guilty in this too.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're both.
So I'm like,
at
okay,
fault.
it's time to call Dan. So I use my phone, knowing that Dan did not have my number in his
Correct.
phone. And Dan doesn't pick up, so I leave a message saying that my name is like Jeff
You
from...
said your name was Mike.
Oh, my
that was the
name is-
funniest part.
I was like, hey, this is Mike from JFK.
But
we
I
want to
had
get you in for
barely
an
known
interview.
you, so I didn't recognize your voice at all.
Yeah.
And I said, we wanted to get you in for an interview. Call me back. And I gave you my number.
And that was
Yeah.
it was a message that you left.
Yeah.
So I woke up and I saw this local area code phone number voice message. And at first I was like, I don't know what this is. So I listened to it and I hear that that's what it is. And I shot out of bed. I was so fucking stoked.
So the plan worked.
Yeah.
We got him out of bed.
And Dan calls me. Did you like prep yourself before
Oh
calling?
yeah, I was like pacing around my room.
Oh,
I was
man.
so like into it. I was so excited.
And
I was there, and you put him on speaker.
did I?
Yeah, we were.
Yeah.
I was standing right in front of you when he called you back.
Yeah, so I called back. I was like, "Hey, Mike, it's Dan. You had called me about an interview." And then Mike says,
What, you coming disking, bitch?
Something like that. Yeah.
"I was so."
There was. Hold on. Let me say it from my perspective. There was a pause.
There was.
There was a long pause, and then some. I don't know what you said, but you were
He
just like,
goes, I'm so confused right now.
and then you were like, well, "Fuck" or something.
Yeah.
I remember you like screaming, and I was like, "Oh, that wasn't funny." Miscalculation department.
And then,
But you still came disking.
yeah, I still was disking and had a
you
good
were
time.
pissed.
I was
But
not
see,
happy,
and I
especially
felt
at first.
so bad.
It got better though, because you got there, and I was still thinking it was funny, but then I found out you were actually mad.
Yeah, I was not happy.
You're like really mad for me, and I felt horrible
It was-
after I found out you were mad.
I
And
felt
cooled
like
down.
shit
I'd
from
have
the.
cooled
But wait,
down eventually.
it got
but-
better because right then and there, I contacted where I worked one of our what was his position? Like he was like an area manager.
Yeah, he was like a branch manager for something.
Yeah, I called him directly while we were disking. I'm like, hey, you got to get this guy a job. Did he call you while we were disking?
I don't remember if he did or
possible.
not, but it was like
I almost
very
think he
soon
did.
after.
But he ended up getting you a job.
Yeah,
and then
which transitioned into where I'm at now.
yeah, well, that job. I talked him into giving you. You'd have had to work for this company for a while to get.
Right.
And you got that job, and then we got you into where we worked, which you weren't qualified
No,
for.
not at all.
Then you took my job.
Yeah, which I'm definitely not qualified for.
And that's where you're still at.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sent you on a career path rather
Yeah.
than just working as a janitor at some fucking school.
I know. I'm making like.
It's always darkest before the dawn, ladies and gentlemen. You
Yeah.
heard it here tonight.
Yeah. No, it was a huge upgrade from that janitor job.
Right.
So it all worked out in the end, but man, in that moment,
Oh, I would have been so fucking mad. See, because in my defense, like I told Mike to do this, but I thought he was gonna make it sound really stupid. Like you would clearly
it was
know,
so legit. It was
like,
so.
hey, this is JFK or
Yeah,
something, and then be
yeah.
like, no, I'm fucking
Weird
with you. Come
accent or
disking, you
something.
piece of shit.
Right.
But then we get to the park, and Mike's like, dude, I made it sound so good, and I was like,
Maybe
All
not.
right.
Yeah.
I didn't know how he'd react.
Right.
And then when I heard your reaction,
Yeah.
it was not funny.
I remember
at
getting
all.
off the phone with you guys and being like, yeah, I'll come disking still. And I just sat on my bed, like with my head in my hand. I was just like, oh.
Everybody hurts.
It was like, it was such a bad moment.
Were you just like, I'm never going to get a job?
No, but
I'm glad he didn't have any guns then.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Dude either shot himself
You'd
or us.
be picking me
Or
off
all
the side
three.
of the wall later that day.
Did you ever get a call from them?
No, never did get a call from
Yeah.
them. I put out like so many applications.
You would not have gotten the job that you have now if it wasn't for me.
It's true. We all
yeah,
know.
both of you. Yeah.
Because it was my idea. Mike did it, and then he
Mike
felt
did
so
it.
bad.
He had
So,
the in to be able to get
Where's
it.
my reparations?
Wow. You're not
You
getting
got
them.
this chocolate will do.
Okay, perfect.
He's got some chocolate on the table.
Thank
All
God.
right, we'll call
some
it
like
even on
open chocolate.
that. Yeah.
Why is half of it open?
Because like some of them I open and was like, those are gross.
Dude, you know what I made? Bro, you love it.
What is it?
I made orange chocolate
that
cake, but you know what I used instead of flour? Your
Oh,
mom might know this.
let me guess.
You got it.
Pudding.
No.
Oh, I want to guess too. Hold
You'll
on.
never get it. I'm going to tell
Hold
you.
on.
Is it citrus related?
No. I used orange extract.
Is it coconut flour? Or something?
No. I used black beans.
I would not have guessed that.
No,
It's
me
good.
neither.
Incredible.
I have to try it.
Wow.
You do.
I have to try it.
Interesting.
My mom
Is this your
made it-
recommendation for the week?
Shit.
Oh no! Now you have to wait. We'll cut that.
I'm going to
out.
have to do 2 recommendations.
Was
then.
that your recommendation?
No, I have a different one.
Oh yeah, I was just kidding when I said that.
but it's I'll give you the recipe if you want to make it.
I'm never gonna make it.
It's super easy and super
I don't
inexpensive.
think, dude.
Dude, you know, do you have a blender?
Yeah, actually.
Wow.
My brother
wanna-
gave me one.
dude, super
I doubt,
healthy.
I doubt I'll ever use it.
Super healthy cake.
There's a bakery down the street.
Bakery's the best bakery.
It's good, yeah,
the
dude. I
best.
walk down there. Sometimes I get high and walk down there. It's so fun. It's so fucking fun.
That sounds amazing.
yeah, dude. Because you're just like you walk in, you're just like, oh shit.
That is the best. I've never had donuts better than Mars Bakery.
I've only had a couple donuts. I really liked them. And then
Yeah.
I just like walked around downtown like stoned eating. Instantly ate 2 donuts.
There's a
So
place
good.
in the city though, Mike, called Do Right Donuts.
I've seen it. I've never.
It is
Is
the
it?
actual best.
I'll
donuts
do
I've
it.
Ever
I'll
had.
do them next.
Go for
So
it.
get this.
Huh?
So me and Tara go to the Hyatt, and on the 3rd floor of the Hyatt, there's like they advertise free coffee and cappuccinos and Americanos and all these fancy drinks.
Yeah.
So you go down there, and there's this machine, this totally digital machine where you press a button and you get whatever. And I'm like, this is gonna be shitty, but I mean it's free.
Right.
It was amazing. So we got like
what do you mean? Like, what is it? What kind of stuff is it?
it's just like you take a cup, you put it in, you press a button, like I'm gonna press double cappuccino or
I
double
mean, these look just like regular.
or
donuts,
whatever. I'll try it.
so. You gotta go. You just have to trust me.
But
Make sure don't do
So
it
it's like
justice.
it's like a coffee place though.
no, it's just a machine in the Hyatt in like a kitchen area.
Right.
And you press a button on this machine, you press whatever you want. You're like, oh, I want a cappuccino, I want a latte, I want a double espresso,
But
I
it's
want
all,
an
like,
Americano.
coffee stuff.
And it's all on this one screen on this machine.
Oh, it's probably like one of those Coke machines
Exactly,
for coffee.
yeah,
dude,
exactly like
That'd
that.
be badass.
Okay.
And
And
you
it
just
was-
get like hot chocolate in there too.
I think you can, but
Yeah.
I was telling Dan I thought it was going to be trash. It was amazing.
Yeah.
And I said to Tara, I'm like, you know what? Let's get one of these. Like, it's probably going to be kind of expensive, but let's get one.
Dude, that's probably like $2,000 or something.
Bro, I found it.
Oh no.
I wish it was $2,000.
Dude, but the thing about it is you gotta fill all that shit too.
Dude, I know.
That would be expensive.
It
10
was. No, I wish it was $10,000.
No fucking
No
way.
way.
$22,000.
What?
22.
Yeah.
My car
might
wasn't
make-
even 22.
Yeah.
They might make a little mini version though.
I don't want a mini version. I want the real deal. And I found one.
How much coffee do you drink?
I drink like 4 cups a day.
Wow. I mean, that's a lot of coffee, but
Oh, I
22
scaled it back
grand,
a
though?
lot. I'm not gonna spend $22,000, but I found a used one on eBay for $4,000.
You should,
you
sell
gonna
that.
get
You
it?
should buy that and sell that.
for 20 grand.
Just say it's new.
But like I have 1 cup. Like I don't drink fancy coffees. I drink
Why
1
do
cup
you
of
want
an
it then?
Americano, and I'm like, let's get a
Well,
$4,000
why do you
machine.
want that?
What? And you're not really like that big of a spender normally.
No, I'm not.
That's what I'm
But-
thinking. I don't want to
yeah.
call you cheap. I'm cheap.
I'm cheap.
Okay,
I'm
I was gonna say
definitely
I don't
cheap.
want to say
Yeah.
it to you.
Oh,
but
I know
I
I'm
definitely
cheap.
identify
Yeah.
as cheap.
Yeah.
Everybody I work with identifies me as the cheap guy.
Yeah.
But I spent yesterday on Black Friday. I did all my Christmas shopping, and I paid for my mortgage. And in a span of 10 hours, I spent $3,000.
Oh my god. Well,
That hits you right in the gut.
yeah.
That didn't like I knew it was coming. No big deal.
Because that's
But
one
what hit
thing
me in
too,
the,
where you like have to do it all.
what hit me in the gut was we went Christmas tree shopping, and we go to this like local place with Tara's family. Mm-hmm. And I know how much trees were gonna be.
Well, trees went up in price this year.
that's
why?
what Tara's dad
Demand.
said. Yeah, but
Oh.
guess how much money I spent on my Christmas tree? This made me sick.
$150.
125.
Yeah, that's
For a
that's
Christmas
yeah,
tree.
no.
Fuck.
You got a
that.
real Christmas tree though, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
huge.
that's
It
how mu-
smells great and it's beautiful, but
That's how much
It's a lot of
fucking, It's
money.
a fucking tree. They take years to grow. That's how much they
and
cost.
it's gonna take a month to die.
Well, that's your fault. You
I
could have got
know.
a fake one for.
I
the
was
same
walking to the
price
car
and
and
it'll
Tara
last
was
you your
like-
whole life.
Tara said, "You look like someone just died." Like I spent $120 on it.
Dude, you couldn't get me to fucking buy.
No, but I was like supporting a local company, and like Tara wanted it, and I'm like, let's just do it.
It's such a like an iconic thing too, like a
Yeah.
real Christmas. Going out and
And-
getting a real Christmas.
I've
Well,
never
that
gotten one
with-
in my life.
Really?
No, me neither.
Not a
we,
real-
always, we always had a
It's an
fake one.
iconic thing I've never done.
Yeah.
It is iconic, right?
It's just funny to hear it
Going-
like said that way.
Like you hear about it in like you see it in like movies all the time.
Well,
like,
yeah, it's a-
the
it's a
family
ritual.
goes. Yeah.
I just was just going to Menards, but I think like now that Jack can recognize Christmas, I want to do a little more special every
yeah,
year.
that's cool.
Yeah, Christmas is fucking magical when you're a kid.
Yeah, it's magical now, man. Every year I'm still like,
yeah.
this is the best. I love buying presents.
I love seeing lights.
I don't
That's
like
my
buying
favorite. I
presents.
love snow. Snow's magical to me. Whenever I see snowfall, I'm like, oh,
This
If I didn't have to drive in it.
first job I've ever had.
oh yeah, that's what we were talking
Okay,
about.
let's get to Mike.
Well, I had a job for like a few hours. I don't know if you call that like a first job. Somebody was just like, the feed loft was just like, oh, you want to come work for us? We'll throw these bales of hay for 3 hours. I'll give you like $7.
Bales of
an
hay?
hour.
They do that over there?
They did that, yeah.
Nah.
Well, my first job where I had to like go in and I was like on a schedule was I worked at a hot dog place.
I knew that was what going to be what it was.
Really? Mm-hmm. I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, Hometown Hot Dogs.
Where is that?
It's no longer around. It was next to the Office, the bar on 6.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That was one of the worst jobs I've ever had.
But
one of the
you know
hardest
what?
jobs
Now
I've
it's
ever
kind
had.
of sounding familiar. Like I feel like I remember you telling the story of quitting that like around the time that it happened.
Wasn't there like
How
a
old were you? Did
dumb
I know you
bitch
then?
that worked there?
Yeah, like the
Yeah.
owner.
Yeah.
Or maybe
yeah,
you just
yeah.
told me about
I thought
it.
she was gonna kill me. I legitimately, I wouldn't turn my back
I
on her because I
remember
thought
you
she was gonna kill me. It was the day Dimebag Daryl died.
That's sad.
I knew you then.
Yeah, the day Dimebag Daryl died, and then a girl I liked didn't want to see me anymore. It was just like,
Aw.
and I hated that job.
Oh my god.
So I just quit.
There was a lot going on in Mike's life at that time.
Yeah,
What was that like though?
Quitting?
What'd you do? No. What'd you do at the hot dog? Did you just make hot dogs?
And quitting.
yeah.
Did you work the register, or were you just like
No.
the hot dog maker?
The hot dog maker. It
What?
sucked.
As
It
a hot
sucked
dog
because I'm
maker,
like,
don't you just put a hot dog on a bun and put
yeah,
it
but
on?
there's like you
Steam
have to
them?
make all sorts of different stuff. Yeah, they were fucking great.
They sound
Dude, yeah,
great.
steamed hot dog. That's
Yeah.
the way to cook a hot dog.
That sounds awesome.
Or grilling.
But like it got really,
Fuck yeah.
it was really busy, and like everything was low, and I'm a tall guy, and all the staff there was really short. But like the woman that owned the place hated the way I did shit because like I'm so tall, I can't like see where my hands are, so I have to like crouch down to make
Wait,
sure.
you're so tall you can't see where your hands are?
How does that
Oh.
make sense?
Yeah, they're like below the clouds and I'm above the clouds.
That's an intense
like-
quote right there. I'm so okay. Sorry.
Damn.
Continue.
Um,
Aren't you guys the same height? Can you see your
he's
hands?
taller than I am.
No.
Oh,
I
But
can't.
like my hands are low making the hot dog, so if I had to put something on the hot dog, like I can't see because everything's so far away. It really doesn't sound like
No,
it makes
it doesn't.
sense.
it
makes
doesn't.
sense. Did you
For
need
me, it would probably make
glasses
sense.
then?
I can't see shit.
Yeah, you need glasses too.
Imagine extending your hands all the way down as low as they can go, and then like you're putting shit together. It's like maybe I just have bad eyesight. I don't know. Whatever.
yeah.
I had to crouch to see what I was doing, and it like pissed this woman off so bad.
Why?
And like kept
Yeah,
giving me.
why?
She just hated me.
Why does that matter?
Exactly. I was.
As
I
long
hate
as somebody's
people like
getting the
that.
job
Yeah,
done,
I hate
who
people
the
like
fuck
that.
cares what they're doing? Like I wear
She did-
headphones at work, and I'm afraid of my new boss to see me wearing headphones. But it's like I do a great job. I just
Yeah.
like to listen to podcasts while I fucking work.
Yeah.
It makes me do a better job.
I've been noticing like at like every fucking worker anywhere just wears headphones at work now.
It makes work so much fucking
Yeah.
better. If it's not affecting my productivity, I download my podcast that I listen to every day. I download it straight to my phone. I don't got to worry about Wi-Fi. I press play. I can pause it from my headphones.
Yeah.
When I'm talking to somebody, pop the headphone out. Who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
I don't mind.
Right. Who the fuck cares? As long
Anywhere.
as,
If
they're
I go
not
into, like-
ignoring you or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Even if I went into like, Target and the cashier's wearing, I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
Like who cares?
Oh man, my job would have been so much better if I could have worn headphones at Walgreens.
Anywhere.
Oh
yeah.
my god, I fucking hated that job.
Walgreens.
Yeah, just
You
being
know,
on the register.
I've been talking to Jackie lately.
Holy
from
shit, I
Walgreens.
fucking forgot about
She
her.
lives in Texas now, but we were reminiscing about Walgreens the other day. We were talking about how much we hated the register.
Yeah, it fucking sucked. I almost walked out a couple times. Not even joking.
Yeah.
If I was still living with my parents at that time, I would have walked out
Right.
a couple times. Because it'd be like a day that I wasn't scheduled to be on the register, and they'd be like, "Well, someone called off, so you're doing the register." And I just wanted to be like, "You know what? You're doing the register, you
Yeah.
fucking cunt. Fuck off, bitch. No."
I almost did leave one time, but then like I got into my car and I called my mom and she's like, "Don't do that." And I was like, "Okay,
Why?
why don't do that?"
Why did you almost leave?
I was like getting, and it was like an argument I was actually having with James, who like I'm still friends with.
Yeah, really. He was a
I
cool
like
guy.
him. Yeah, he's awesome. I still like him, but like we were having like scheduling issues over like Easter, and he's been a huge dick about it.
Yeah, because in Walgreens, for the record, you have to work. It's open every fucking
Every
day,
day,
which
yeah.
sucks. Mm-hmm. God, that's a shitty job.
I've only had jobs where they're open every day of the year.
That's what's great about my job, dude. Closed with fucking pay.
Yeah, that's
Getting paid on Thanksgiving, getting paid on
Bad
Christmas Eve and
ass.
Christmas and New Year's Eve and Memorial
It's a
Day
sweet
and
fucking
Veterans
deal.
Day.
Right.
Just get fucking paid.
Anyway. Mike was still talking. I don't remember what he was talking about.
Neither do I.
Well, what's
But
your next
I got
topic? We
my
did,
next topic
yeah.
about work. Have you ever been fired or been threatened to be fired?
I've definitely never been fired.
I've never been fired. Threatened to be fired?
No.
I worked at Goodwill and like there was always they had a point system there.
Oh, so if like you call off once, you get like a point.
If you clocked in late, you got half a point. If you got 3 points, you got fired.
Wow.
And if you clocked in a second late, you got a half a point.
Why are they so strict about that?
I don't fucking know because that job was awful. It
Right.
paid nothing.
Right. Why would they give a shit that much?
Yeah, but I never felt like there was a threat of being fired there even. But that was like probably the strictest where it was like, okay, I
Well,
need
they
to
probably-
like not fuck around.
It was also probably like based on like the manager. Like they could probably like if you were a good worker and they liked you and you got 3 points, they'd probably be like whatever. They probably just use it as an excuse to be like, if we don't like someone, we can pin him on this.
Probably, yeah. But I was always at least kind of scared about it.
Well, yeah.
Even though I don't think I got some points once in a while. I remember that job was fucking insane. I remember getting so stressed out at that job because I pulled in the donations, and people would just come up and leave them on the grass and just drive away.
Yeah.
To the point where it was like 3 garage sales laying out in the grass, and I'm one of the only people there to pick it up. I remember one day I picked something up out of some lady's car, and I was in a big fucking hurry, and she was like dragging me down, like she was doing something where she's like. So you'd pick up one box, and they'd stack something on there. I'm like, come on, more, so I don't have to walk as many times. Come on, keep stacking it on. And then something happened where I tripped or something, and I dropped one of her things, and it broke.
Whatever.
You just donated it.
Yeah.
Right.
You clearly didn't care that much, and she started yelling at me. I remember walking away from her while she was yelling at me with my arms full of shit. I don't know what my blood pressure must have been at that fucking point. Kicking in like the door, because the doors were like those, like saloon doors kind of, but big doors. Kicking it, screaming at the top of my lungs with managers around and everything. This fucking cunt is yelling at me out here. I remember that's an exact quote.
Wow.
And I took her shit and I threw it into the big bins that we had to later like use a forklift to like stack on pallets and just stormed right back out. I was
she
in such
still out
good
there?
shape back then.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she was out there.
Did she say anything?
She probably couldn't hear me because it's kind of far from those
gotcha.
doors
Yeah.
to the cars.
What's like the
Yeah, you look pissed off right now.
Dude, I can like
He's
I
back
feel
in.
like oh
check
man.
your blood pressure?
Yeah, no, I don't want to.
They took my blood pressure at the eye doctor today, and it's good.
Oh,
Why the
yeah.
fuck did they check it at the eye doctor?
How are your eyes, by the way?
They better not check mine.
Why are you scared?
It's
to have it
always
checked?
bad.
Yeah.
The
me
last
too.
time I got it checked, because I get so scared when they check it, it was 180/90.
That is high. That
That's
upper number is
unbelievably
really high.
Like, dude, calm down, calm down.
That's what
Yeah.
she gave me a glass of water. And I could feel it. I feel like my head's
Yeah.
shaking and shit.
No, I was nervous too. I was like, that's gonna be high. So I haven't had it taken in a long time, and I eat like shit. But he's like, no, you're good. I was like, fuck yeah.
Did he tell you what the number was?
Told me what the number was. I don't remember what it was. I never do.
Yeah.
And I don't know what any of the numbers mean. So he told me it, and I was like, I don't really know. Is that good or bad? And he goes, it's good. I was like, perfect.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
How are your eyes?
My eyes, the prescription changed a little bit.
Okay.
Not by much, but I also haven't. I've had these lenses and prescription for 7 years.
So,
You
okay.
got a lot of use out of them,
I
then.
got a lot of use, and I'm gonna keep these too because they didn't change that much. My eyes got a little worse, but over 7 years, that's kind of
Yeah.
expected. And they did like I paid to get like they have a machine now that like takes a picture of the inside of your eye to check for like health defects. It can even pick up other stuff that's not related to your eyes. Like that can pick up like high cholesterol and like other bad like blood pressure
that's
and
fucking
stuff
cool.
through your eyes. And he's like, yeah, your eyes are perfect. I was like, yes, thank God. But
How recent is that? Because I've gotten my eyes checked in the last couple of years, and they said it was all good.
what do you mean?
Like, how recent is that picture thing?
Like their ability
The
to do
technology,
that?
yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
When I went
Because I'm
7
hoping
years
it was
ago,
available when I got my eyes checked, because
Yeah.
they said they were fine.
when I went 7 years ago, it didn't exist, or at least the
I went last
place I went to. It probably existed last
Yeah.
year. I'm sure it's not that new,
year. Yeah.
but yeah. So it changed a little bit, which is fine. Oh, I'll have with my new prescription 2015 vision. That's
pretty
good. Better
good.
than 2020.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Oh, your
Yeah.
new glasses will give you 2015?
2015.
Excellent.
Can you like see through girls' shirts?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Not their
Can you see the future?
not their bras though. So if they're
Not wearing a bra.
right, then we're good.
Does your mom wear a bra?
Hope not.
I went to the not the doctor. I went to the DMV.
That's way different than the doctor.
Well, they had to do the eye test.
Oh.
Yeah, so
And-
what's that all about?
so-
because I need to know if I need glasses before I get mine
Listen,
checked.
just do what I did.
Okay, thank
So
you.
I looked in.
This is good for me.
She goes, I put my eyes on this thing, and she goes, "Okay, read the 4 numbers on the left and the 4 numbers on the right." I did not see numbers on the left.
Are you serious?
I closed my eye and I moved the other eye.
Are you
over.
fucking serious?
Yeah.
She didn't say anything?
She didn't say anything.
Dude. You shouldn't.
She barely spoke English.
Yes!
Oh no!
I'm
You guys
thinking about
shouldn't
going
subvert
soon.
the system. Just get glasses.
Dude, I don't have time for that.
Yes, you do.
But-
my
Let's change the subject.
I was at the eye doctor today. I got in a half hour early. They took me in right away, and it was 20 minutes.
When I drive at nighttime, I can't see shit.
I know. That's the fucking problem. You guys they're knocking over this. Just fucking get
no,
glasses.
dude, I get like
Insurance
double
covers
vision and
almost
shit. I got
oh, you
astigmatism.
So do
Yeah,
I.
I have.
That's all it is though, and he said it's not going to get any worse, like at like an alarming rate or anything.
I've seen you not see things, and I can tell you need glasses.
No, I know that I need, and I'm gonna get them.
Thank God. Now,
Yeah.
Mike, now we need to get you to get glasses.
But I just wanted to know if I need, because
Yeah,
I need
I
to
had
get my
it.
license renewed by March.
Oh, okay.
So I
Right,
needed
right.
to know if I needed to do it before that, which I probably should. But
Probably.
Just fake it. You didn't answer the question, Dan. Have you ever been fired from a job or has been threatened to be fired?
I've never been
Mike's
fired.
saying this as his former boss, by the way.
Yeah, I've never been fired. Did you threaten to fire me, Anthony? No, I don't think I've ever been threatened to be. There was one time when I was working at Menards, though, that my boss had to like have a conversation with me because there were like when I first started, I would like clock out like right at my time, and he had to like sit me down and be like, we don't do that here. He's like, we got to stay later. And I was like, okay. So I started staying later.
oh, you did?
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
No, dude, I clock out 3 minutes early every day.
Yeah, well, he was
My
like,
boss is totally fine with that.
he was also like, you're better off doing it too because like in the summer we get a bunch of extra hours because it's busy. But he said in the winter it's so like slow that they like cut the full timers times to like 32 hours instead of 40 because it's still they have to keep you at full time.
Yeah, that's still
But that's just like
technically-
32 hours.
Yeah.
So he's like, you in the winter, like you're only gonna be working 32 hours. He's like, so you want to
Back
like,
then, you probably been like, "Fuck, that sounds awesome."
yeah, it sounds great, 'cause
You're
I
still
gotta
living with
do
your
that this
parents
week.
back then.
Yeah. But no, I've never been threatened to like. I've never really been like yelled at that bad by any boss.
Yeah.
Me neither. I've always been like
Tight with them?
gotten along.
Yeah,
really.
me
My
too.
current boss, dude, like if he offered, he said like, "Hey, you want to come over for dinner?" I'd probably do it.
Yeah.
We just have good ass conversations at work too. He vents about his day and shit, like, and we have good, legitimate, kind of deep conversations
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah. Same here.
While we're just cutting up boxes and doing whatever,
Yeah.
It's cool. I love my boss.
I like my boss too. The other day he called me and said, "Hey, how much do you want for your Christmas bonus?"
Really? Hell yeah.
He gave you a blank check,
Well, he asked me. And I
a
was
verbal
like,
blank check.
Yeah,
Have
verbal
you,
blank.
have you got
check.
your bonus?
That's a
Not
dangerous
yet. That was just the
conversation.
other day.
Did you double it from last year? Because he always doubles it. I've noticed.
Oh man, it was more than doubled going into last year. And like I told him what it was like because because he asked me and I was like, I don't want to answer that.
Yeah.
He's like, go ahead. I was like, okay. I was like, well, here's like what you've done historically. I was like, here's what we got last year and we've always gone up. And I was like, I thought last year was really generous. I was like, so I'll let you take it from there then.
He's
wanna-
gonna.
So
It's gonna be a big one.
yeah, I think
Never
so
even
too.
gotten a bonus
No.
ever.
You
Well,
remember-
you know what? At Goodwill, I got a bonus. It was $25.
You remember what?
Better than nothing.
It was. I was down with it. I just started.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I started like 2 weeks before. I was like, shit,
yeah.
free $25.
Yeah.
Remember what our boss at Walgreens would give us every year for Christmas? For all 5 of my Christmases there, he always gave us the same thing: 3 $1 scratch off tickets.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, that's so gross.
Not even once did I even get a free ticket back. Like I was
Does
like,
he get? Are they fake?
Yeah, they probably
He
are.
buys them in like a big pack where
Yeah,
they're
they
all losers,
probably
but
are.
they all cost like
50
2 cents.
Yeah. Fuck. Probably.
That's funny.
I don't.
I would rather just have had $3.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I can buy like my
Beef
lunch
jerky?
with that. Yeah,
Your
beef
BJ?
jerky. My BJ and my CD.
I've never been fired.
I've never.
Yeah, I haven't been threatened, but I worked at a place where somebody didn't show up for the shift after you. You had to stay, and if you didn't stay, you were fired. So I worked a lot
Yeah.
of 13-hour shifts. A lot.
That's ridiculous.
That was like the biggest waste of time. But see, that job was like so shitty that it fueled me to do better. It fueled me to
Yeah.
go back to school. It fueled me to get a good job. So
That's cool.
I remember you talking at that time, and you said one of your coworkers said something about a for lifer or something.
No, that was a different job. I worked at Jewel, and they told me I was a for lifer, and that
You said that like haunted the fuck out of you.
I think it was like the next day I put in my 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, because really I didn't see an end. I was like, even today I miss that job just because your biggest responsibility is making sure there's soup on the shelf.
Right.
I was a stock boy at
Yeah.
Jewel. It was the best.
That's the thing.
That's
Low
it.
pressure, low pay.
Yeah. Yeah. It
Most
was
of the
great.
time.
Yeah, that's true too. Because like how you guys were explaining, like Menards and stuff or Walgreens, I couldn't do that. There's no way. We had a friend.
Walgreens wasn't that bad. It was just I'm such an introvert that being on the register. I mean, I'd be like
That was
shaking.
the thing.
My knees would be
Really?
buckling like the whole time.
That was the thing. Like, if you were on register, you were definitely underpaid, and it definitely sucked.
You could literally see your coworkers fucking around while you were buried in customers and people yelling at you and shit, and the phones
that.
ringing, and you could see your coworkers fucking
Yeah.
around, not doing shit, and you got to answer the phone and count change at the same time. You're talking and counting at the same time. I can't do that.
While he's doing that, I'd be in like the stock room, like eating candy bars.
Yeah, just
that I was
fucking around.
stealing out of
But then
that.
when I was off the register, I was fucking around too.
Right,
But
that's
the
the
worst
thing.
was when you needed a break and you're calling your coworkers,
one will-
and they said, "No, call someone else. I ain't
no
doing
one will
that."
volunteer to cover the register
That's
for
shitty.
even for like you're up there 8 hours and no one will even give you a half-hour lunch.
Yeah, and they're pissed at you for asking for a
yeah.
break, and it's like, dude, I'm doing this all day. You can
Right.
go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kyle just said it wasn't that bad, and
It wasn't that bad when you were off the register.
The register
When you were
was
off
like
the
a
register. When
complete-
you were on the register, it was one of the worst jobs
I
I've
was,
ever
and it
had.
was the least paid of the like 4 different stations.
Oh, you got paid per station?
yeah,
Paid different
like,
rates?
there was a raise for photo,
Okay.
and there was you'd get if you were coded in cosmetics, you got like
bonuses.
like like if you sold
compensation or
something, whatever
What
they
the
call
fuck
it.
is it? Commission.
Commission.
There it is. God damn.
You'd get a commission bonus, and like pharmacy tax made more.
I remember we used to say like it would be totally fair if you were on register and you got like a second lunch.
I think they should have got paid more. The person on the register should have been making the most money. In
What was the
Walgreens.
rate?
Everyone fucking
Minimum.
Dude, yeah,
What
I
is the
made like
minimum?
dude, it was like 830 something.
I don't even know if it was that
It was
high.
fucking ridiculous.
When I started,
Oh my god! And this was like 2013.
I'm gonna jump ahead to
Yeah.
another question. But
Yeah,
then
get me
I'll
off.
come
I'm
back to
getting
that.
like heated
he's
as
heated.
fuck. Remind
Get him
me.
another-
Oh, really?
Truly.
Because I'm not escaping. I'm going deeper.
No, that's fine.
nice.
That's fine.
What do you think about the pay rate right now? This fight for 15. I don't even know what minimum wage is right now.
I think it's going to lead to a lot less jobs for people and a lot more work for the people that are employed.
I agree. I think there's gonna be a lot more part-time work, and I think it's gonna hurt a lot of small business.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty accurate.
Well, it sounds like we all agree on it. So I'll go
well,
back
I was
to
gonna say I think that the minimum should be higher than it is. The federal minimum
Yeah,
is $7.25.
You can't I agree. You can't live off that.
No.
An adult can't live off that. But you don't have to take that kind
They've
of job.
showed they.
You
showed,
can find a better paying job than that.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
just-
and jobs are out there.
I just saw
Yes, they
the other.
are.
I just saw the other day. It was like a comparison for 2010 or 2009 to 2019, and it was like the federal minimum wage is like stayed exactly the same, but the average price of
Cost of living.
cost of living has doubled
Oh, really?
from like 800 to almost like 13 or 1400, but the minimum has stayed the same. I don't think that's fair.
Yeah, that's the same.
I think minimum and cost of living should go up together.
Yeah.
Right,
Well, you
exactly.
know what's going to happen if it goes to. If you think that the minimum is going to be 15 and that 15 is going in your pocket.
15's high. I don't think it should be 15.
Well, if it is, if you think that's going into your pocket and taxes aren't going to go up, you're delusional.
you're in going from 8 to 15, you're in a different tax bracket.
yeah, but
So
they're
you're
still
gonna
only
get
taking off the
taxed.
top.
That's what I'm saying. You're going to get taxed more.
Yeah.
Like you're not going to make very much.
If it starts getting passed to go to 15, that probably means some Democrats are in office though, and they might rewrite some of these tax codes or
to
fucking
make them
brackets
where you
or
have to
whatever.
like pay more though. They're always
Yeah.
for higher taxes.
But they'll
Yeah.
make it so like if you make more, you got to pay more, and if you make less, you got to pay less.
Oh,
Probably.
yeah.
I don't think
the
even-
That's
McKinney
what they would.
bracket.
That's what they would want.
But I'll tell you this right
or that's
now.
what they would promise for your vote. I don't know what the fuck they'd actually do.
But I'll tell you for sure, like even if they keep it at 8 and you paid $0 in taxes, you still don't make enough to live off.
no, yeah.
So
Yeah, I was thought about this question earlier today, because I was like you said, like if you don't want to make the minimum wage, you can find another job. And then I'm like, well, let's see, like what can you get with minimum wage? And then I calculated it and then took out the taxes, and it's nothing.
It's
you
nothing.
can't live off of
like
it.
I said, even if you didn't pay taxes, it's nothing.
Yeah, you can't live off of it. And because I was always like, well, don't get the cell phone and don't get this or that, but like you can't live
You
anywhere.
need a lot of that stuff too.
Yeah, you even if you bought like a ship, even pretend you didn't have a phone to like buy food if you had a family, it's nothing.
Well, like we're saying, like rent. somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I was
the
looking for a
area-
place to live
Yeah.
recently, and I don't even make 15 an hour. But I make very close to that. And it was fucking hard to find something that was within my price
Yeah.
range. I found something that's perfectly within my price range. Got to drive a little bit farther to work, but it's perfectly within my price. But it was like lucky that I found that.
Yeah,
too.
it's
I
hard
drove
to
around and
find.
found a sign in a window.
I would say the
That's how I
average
found it.
the average rent of an apartment in our area, which is not even that great of an area, is $1,000. I'd say, and they say,
And that's low end. That is the
And that's
lowest
low
you
end.
can go.
In this area,
and
for
they
sure.
say for what you pay in rent, you should be making triple your monthly rent.
Right.
So that's
Yeah.
$1,500.
That's your take
That's
home.
a lot.
That's your
I
take
don't make
home. They
that.
say
That's your take home. Exactly.
I don't make that. I make about
after
half
taxes.
that.
Exactly. That's why it's so impossible. I don't get it.
But I don't pay $1,000
correct.
for
correct.
rent.
But we're saying
But did you?
like
I was watching the last debate, and Cory Brooker. I don't know if you guys know who he is, but
No.
he proposed something that says to what we're talking about. If you make less than like a certain percentage of your rent, you'll like get a tax credit or something. They want to do something like that.
Well,
I don't like that stuff either. Because
Andrew Yang will pay for your rent every month.
yeah.
who
Andrew Yang.
He wants to give everyone $1,000 a month
to do nothing?
just to get you just get that.
Oh, to live in America.
Yeah.
What a fucking idiot.
What an honest take from Mike. I can't believe you ever heard about that.
No,
Yeah.
that sounds stupid. But
UBI, they call it Universal Basic Income.
Yes.
He looks like he's gonna puke or
does.
something.
He's got a
Stupid.
lot of figures that say it in like the long run. It's really good for an economy.
I like to see it. I don't believe it. I think there's
I don't
more
believe
lazy
it either.
people than anything else.
Where does it come from?
I don't think
That's the first question.
Yeah.
Where's that
yeah,
$1,000 a
your
month
pocket,
for
bro.
every person?
My pocket.
For
Right.
every person.
Do I
Every
get
person.
it? What about people in upper class?
They get
upper
it.
middle class. They get
if
it
you're
too?
if you're oh, you know what? Yeah, I think so. I think everybody does. And you definitely have to be a citizen though.
I would rather.
Say it.
No, I changed my mind as I was going to say
Oh,
it.
okay.
Okay.
I would
He
say-
was about to go too far.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say there's so many better things that I think that money could go to. But like you were saying too, there are numbers that show that it's going to benefit in the long run. I'd like to see that.
Yeah.
He said what they were. I listened to him on a podcast
I don't
a
believe
couple
it.
months ago.
H3?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he was explaining it, and if it was true, it makes sense. But I don't know. You'd have to believe. And I
There's
don't
all
remember what
sorts
it
of
was.
political theories.
I think
Yeah,
people that
yeah.
need it, people that need that money are going to use it irresponsibly. I think. I don't know. I
would let that just sit in the fucking bank probably.
yeah, I'd invest it for sure.
Oh, that'd be fucking awesome.
But, like,
actually, I'd
do
probably
it-
buy a bunch of camera equipment.
Yeah,
But that would be an
But
investment
at
for the
first,
future.
Yeah, at first, but then after you get it all,
But like with all that money, how many of these people are just gonna? Who needs it? How many people need it? Because I don't need it.
$1,000 a month. Right.
A lot of people don't need it. It's just gonna
Right.
sit in a bank or they're just gonna invest it, which is fine if that's what you want to do with your $1,000.
That'd be interesting if you. I would like to see if they made it an opt-in thing. Like you have to opt in to get it.
You do.
Oh,
you
you-
do have to opt in.
And
How
then
many
what, you don't get?
people would say, "No, I don't need it."
It depends on what you.
I don't think many people wouldn't
I think
opt in.
yeah. Unless
I
I
like,
could see
people
some
who-
people doing it. I wonder what the percentage would be.
I'll bet 90% would opt in or higher.
I would
Yeah.
say. I was just wondering. We should do a poll. Let's do a poll of our audience right now.
Who doesn't want $1,000 a month
Yeah.
for free? I don't know how many people will get to.
man, I just want to see what happens now. I
Yeah,
want to see where
he's
that
not
goes.
gonna get in.
No.
anyway.
No,
not
he's
even
got
close.
no chance. That
you see
mayor,
Buttigieg?
he's doing good.
He's second now. He's at like.
He's at
18
second now?
Yeah.
Last I heard
he's
it was
over
third,
Warren.
so-
He's over Warren now.
Yeah.
Warren dropped like 20%.
Honestly, of all of them up there, I like him the best.
I probably do too. Anyway, what's your next question?
I have more work questions.
Let's
yeah,
go.
I have a lot
like
of
this
them,
topic.
bro.
That's a really good topic. Everybody
you.
can relate to this.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody works.
Yeah, and I love hearing about other people's jobs. There's this
Everybody
guy
works.
online. I was telling Dan about it. This guy worked at GameStop. I've never worked at GameStop. I don't play too many video games, and I've applied at GameStop and had a job interview, failed, and that's when I realized I don't know that much about games.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know like anything about games.
Yeah.
Like I know the ones that I like.
Right.
But anyway, this guy worked at GameStop and he talks about it on his YouTube, and like I'm obsessed with it. Mm-hmm. Like I don't. That's the only thing that it's
What does he
interesting
talk
to me
about?
is that
Just the intercompany dealings, or what?
Yeah,
What
just
does he
about how
talk
shitty of
about?
a job it was, customer stuff.
I could see that being funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some
Interesting.
cringe that walks
Um,
in GameStops.
Oh
Have,
yeah.
Have you ever seen
Braylon's in there all the time.
Braylons are constantly.
Who's Braylon?
Braylon is okay. So let's give some bit because we're gonna keep saying this. Me
Yeah.
and Dad were playing Smash like last week or something, and you could see the name of your opponents.
Yeah.
We were playing online, and it said Braylon, and I was like,
We were getting pissed off because he was kicking our ass.
well, it was the first thing I said when I saw the name. I was like, Braylon, that sounds like some autistic Zoomer fucking retard or something. So we just.
So Braylon is just like
An autist.
Okay.
It's just a general. It's a personal meme.
okay. Have you ever seen anyone get fired, or have you fired anyone?
Oh, I saw someone get fired, and it was fucking awesome.
Really?
It was
Let's hear it.
Well, I didn't see like the talk. I saw the aftermath. Let's give a little backstory on the guy. His name was Kurt. Everyone knew he was high all the time. This was at Goodwill, and we're in.
Okay.
It's like a backroom job. You're taking in donations. You're driving a forklift. I don't know if we let him drive the forklift.
Probably
Smart.
shouldn't have.
Yeah, I don't think he made it that long because you had to like get through a training session. Blah 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 blah. blah. He really, really liked me. I don't know, because I'll humor people. If they're talking to me, I won't just ignore them. And people were kind of just ignoring him after a while because he was nuts. I mean, he probably needed some sort of medication. The job he had before Goodwill was he was one of those you know, the insurance place where they dress up like the Statue of Liberty and
sure.
they jump around on the
Yeah.
side of the road.
He did
was
that.
He was that, and he said he liked that job because he could just get wasted all day and jump around on the side of the road.
That guy's gonna get $1,000 sometime.
Yeah. Yang gang. No. So what he got fired for was he was sitting in the break room, and this was back in late 2000s, so Obama was president and like newly president, and he crossed out Obama on the newspaper and wrote Obamas, like bomb us.
Why?
I don't know, and that's really not even that offensive. It doesn't even really make
Well,
sense.
you can't use the B word at work.
Bomb.
Bomb.
Yeah, I guess that was it. And somebody saw it and they were really offended by it, and that was the last straw. He was late all the time and shit too. He fucked up like all the time, and everyone
How many
knew.
points did he have?
Probably a lot.
Yeah.
So
How do you know that he did it?
I don't know. He probably admitted to it. He was the only one that would have done that, but
okay.
he did it.
Yeah.
He totally did it. I don't remember all the details. This was like 10 years ago.
Right.
Literally like 10 years ago. But they call him in the office. I didn't know they were going to fire him. They didn't tell me. So I'm just working, pricing stuff. And he was the one like on the door. They called that the person bringing in donations. They're like, hey, we need to see Kurt, watch it or whatever. And he walks out. He like flings the door open. He's like, who's talking shit about me? Who the fuck is talking shit about me? He's
Was
like
he
yelling at
black?
all of us.
Is he a
No,
black
he's a
guy?
white guy.
Oh my God.
But he was
Sounded
pissed.
black.
He was pissed. He's like, who the fuck is talking shit about me? And he starts storming around, like strutting around the back room. And
This is after he was fired?
this was after he was fired. And he walks like way into the back, like there's no exit back there.
No managers thinking let's escort him out.
Yeah.
Well,
no
dude,
shit.
he,
Go in the back
he was out of
room.
control. They probably, and I think it might have been a woman that
Fired him.
fired him.
Right.
And like we're all just silently like the vibe is there's a belt in the middle that they put the donations on, and you got like your coworkers next to you and you're just pricing the shit. So we're all just standing at the line just pricing stuff, like looking over our shoulders like what the fuck, but like internally laughing,
Right.
but all at the same time like, is he gonna stab somebody or something? Because this guy was crazy.
Yeah.
He runs in the back and he starts yelling at the girl back there because she came up and told me about it later. And then he goes outside in the parking lot, like where people bring the donations, and he takes off his work shirt and like throws it in the grass.
So he's shirtless now at this point?
I think it was like winter, so he put like a
Okay.
coat on, or he might have had an undershirt on.
Yeah.
Because you sweat a lot during that job. And then he was yelling other shit too, but this was so long ago I can't remember it. But then he comes back like 10 minutes later because he left his Newports. He was white. He was white. I swear. But that was just a hilarious, like,
Oh
I gotta
my
come
God.
back because I just lost my job and I need my Newports.
God, that is so funny.
That was a shit show. I forgot about that until it was
Oh
done.
my
Holy
God.
shit.
I think that's the only.
It's a good one.
What's
Yeah.
he up to now, I wonder?
Flipping signs.
Yeah, exactly. He's
Yeah,
still
maybe.
one of those guys.
I don't know.
flipping
Yeah,
signs.
I never saw him. Somebody said they saw him flipping the sign again. I think it was like a
Really?
couple towns over that he originally.
Ah,
lived.
man,
He had
that
to-
makes
he
me
had to
feel
leave
so
town
gross.
even.
He got fired from the
The town.
town.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's That's what comes to mind for me.
That's so funny.
What about you, Dan?
I've never seen anyone get fired. I don't
No one at
think.
Walgreens?
No. I don't think in my time there anyone was even fired. Like, let alone even that I've seen. Our store manager there was not the firing type.
He was such a nice guy.
He was a nice guy.
You know, I saw him not too long ago at my job.
I was there.
No. Like 3
Even
months
more
ago or
recently.
something. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was a really quick, awkward, like, hey, dude, how's it going?
That's
and
cool.
I was
It's
on
cool
my
he
way to-
remembers people still. I
Yeah.
heard he, like, because they gave him, he was a store manager. They made him district manager, but he was, like, bad at it, so they, like, kicked him back to store manager.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Probably because
He's too nice.
Yeah, he's not
a fucking doormat.
He doesn't
probably.
he doesn't have like the district manager like edge that you need to be like kind
That
of
old
prick.
lady that we worked with, she fucking walked all over him.
Oh yeah. Oh god, yeah.
It was
She owned
pathetic.
him.
It was
And
pathetic.
she was pathetic. So, it was sad.
That's
but
so
yeah.
gross.
Yeah, I never saw anyone fired there. I never saw anyone fired at Menards. I saw a lot of people quit at Menards.
Yeah, that's a different sensation, though.
Yeah.
Seeing
and
a
then-
firing, especially a blow up after, that there's nothing like it. It was
Yeah.
like, but then it's like, fuck. Now I gotta cover him all day.
Yeah. Did I ever see you fire anyone, Mike?
I never technically
You
fired
never really
anyone.
fired anyone. Yeah.
I told them that we didn't want people back, and they did the
Right,
firing.
right.
I did fire
they didn't
somebody.
even do the firing. They would just transfer. 'em.
Yeah, I did fire somebody. I didn't even have the power to do it.
Right.
But management
Wow.
told me to fire somebody at Jewel when I worked
Oh.
there.
Wow.
And I
At
did.
Jewel?
Yeah.
When the job you said where you just stocked soup all day, you were given firing roles.
Yeah.
The fuck.
Yeah.
Who the fuck
What
was
kind
under
of
you?
manager was like?
What job was lower than yours? That you could fire anyone?
It was weird. Like you were hired on part time. You'd still work full time hours.
Yeah.
But when you were full time, you were the big chief.
Yeah.
And I was the full time big chief.
Yeah.
And somebody just kept calling off. And then one day, I was the highest up person working that night. And they said, "Hey, if this guy calls off again, just tell him not to ever come back in again."
Oh, and he
So it was
did
over
call
the
off?
phone.
He did, and I told him. Yeah, it was over the phone. I said, "Yeah." He called, and I
How
was like,
often
"Are
did
you
he call
calling
off?
off? What's up?"
How often did he call off?
He did call off a lot.
They called him out on it. Even they're like, if he calls off this night, fire him, and he did.
Yeah.
That's someone who. Calls
You never worked
off
with
a
someone
lot.
like that?
I don't think so.
I did.
They called
Yeah,
off
me
like
too.
every day. Like
Other
that?
job, the security job I worked at, people called off all the time, and they're like, there was a point system there as well.
Yeah.
And they never enforced it.
Yeah.
But I was always threatened with getting fired. It was just a shit show.
That
But
is a
yeah,
shit show.
I've never seen anyone get fired. So yeah,
Yeah.
as far as it goes.
Same thing for me with like the fire. I never like technically could fire someone, but I did tell him not to come in again.
Yeah.
I
'Cause he
think
was-
your story that you told me, that's technically a firing.
Yeah. I mean, it's
He was working and you said,
was
you're
working, I
done.
told-
Go
yeah.
home and don't come back. That's firing.
yeah.
You're fired.
It's fired from like the
Position that he was in.
Yeah, because it's different when you're like contracted resources, where like you work for two companies basically. You know, you work for the company, the contracted company, but then you work for the company who actually needs your services.
Yeah, I had a job like that
So like
for a week.
I
But I walked
so
out
like
of.
I got rid of him from working at the place who needed the work, but he probably would have stayed hired on
Oh,
at the
okay.
contracted
So you
company.
didn't end his employment.
No,
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 yeah.
no.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's a little different.
But yeah, it's a little different. But he was falling asleep on day one.
yeah.
Though.
I can't believe that.
Within 2 hours.
What a fucking jackass.
I was training him on one of the tools we use on the computer, and I would like look over to him and be like, "Makes sense," and his eyes would be closed, and he would go, "Oh yeah, yeah, makes sense." So then I trained him on something and was like, "Does that make sense?" And he goes, "Yeah, that makes sense." I go, "Repeat back what I just said to you then."
That's so funny.
he
when
couldn't.
me and Dan worked together, there was somebody who wasn't sleeping.
Right.
Where I was. This is where I think Dan's definitely a better manager material than me.
Because he can say material.
That was good. Well, he can speak, he can spell. There was somebody that worked with us. We were training him, and I was working directly with him, training him on something, and then I would ask him repeatedly to repeat what I said to him. Like, what are the steps to this? And I even told him, use this manual to guide you through the steps. He just never used it. And I think it was on the third time, like in a row, I asked him, and I was being really nice to him, like, like, oh, try it again. But then Dan he had enough. He was like, you have to know this. I can't remember what else
Was
he
that
said
Alex?
to him. It was Alex.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
I know
Yeah.
who you're talking
It was
about.
weird. The guy
He was pissing. Well, he was
Yeah, he
also
was.
Indian, so I right off the
Oh
bat
well,
was
that
like,
makes sense.
fuck.
He
had a-
can only manage Indians.
Well,
He
the
had
other
a-
guy
I'm
wasn't.
Dan, the Indian manager.
The only two people I yelled at were Indian, and then the guy that I fired was black. So
And the white guy you gave a raise that
yeah,
day.
yeah, that same day, I woke
gave
him up and
yourself
gave
a
him a raise.
So what's the worst thing you've ever done at work?
Worst thing I've ever done.
I
at work.
thought about this question. I've done a lot of bad shit.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the worst thing. I know.
Worse in what way?
See, I don't know. That's
Like
up to you.
damaging to the company, or just like
That's interesting.
like because there was some stuff like I did where I was like, this isn't really affecting the company, but I shouldn't be doing it.
No, I don't know. I'll let you decide because I've wrecked a vehicle at work. I don't think that was the worst. I think the worst thing I've done was first day on the job. I fell asleep. Totally an
Oh.
accident. But I did.
Yeah.
Did
Are you
Dan
working,
fire
like-
you? Like what the
No,
fuck?
I was
That's like the
working-
same
Were you
thing.
working like overnights?
I was working overnight at a
Yeah.
security.
Oh well, that makes more
Yeah.
sense. And
Yeah.
you were by yourself
I was by myself.
Oh,
There was
yeah.
no. There was
on the first day.
on the first day.
That's how it always is.
Yeah.
Really?
Because it was like we're gonna train you on days. So you start at 6 a.m. for 3 days straight, and then on day 4 you're on overnights.
Oh, so it completely fucks your schedule.
Yeah, so I was off for I think it was like 7 hours to go home and go to sleep and come back in and work. So I came back in and like I was ready. I drank a lot of coffee, but I had parked the vehicle and like I woke up and I'm like, oh shit. I mean, it was only for like 20 minutes, but still, I fell asleep.
I've like nodded off at work before from like band playing a show, like a show you probably went to one of these shows up at the Mutiny in Chicago, and they would start the show
Oh,
like 3
yeah.
hours late, and it'd be on
Yeah.
like a Wednesday, and I'd have to wake up for work at like 4 a.m.
Oh yeah.
We'd leave the place at like 2.
yeah, I remember
And
that.
it'd be like, okay,
That's the place with the
I could
big
either
beers?
close my eyes or just sit here until I got to go to work.
Was that the place that sold them big beers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. The worst thing I've done at work, I've like, I don't know.
And does it have to be on purpose, or can it be in like an accident?
Oh, I've got
Oh.
one. I don't know if it's the worst thing, but I've got one. Walgreens.
Okay. Yeah, mine are all Walgreens too.
Yeah. I was thinking of one of Goodwill, but this is definitely worse. This is definitely worse.
Nice.
Walgreens, Kathy.
Mm-hmm.
She comes up to me at the beginning of my shift, and every day that I clocked in and I had to be on the register, I mean, I just felt sick to my stomach. I didn't know how I was going to make it through it, because just that social shit, it just fucks me up. And I was just like really like shaky and just like not feeling it, like fuck this, man. And I get to the register, and it was the same feeling as, you know, when you walk up to give a speech and you're like, I'm not ready for this. This is fucked up. How am I going to do this? Okay. That's how I was feeling. So that just to set the mood. And I'm there, and it's like the first couple minutes of my shift, Kathy, she was this.
She was a fucking bitch.
Okay.
Yeah, I ended up getting along with her really well, like later on, but we
From
did
this
not.
instance, right?
No,
Isn't
no,
this
no.
what
There was
turned it
there was a
around?
different one. This was the first time I stood up to her.
I might not really remember this one. As
Yeah,
well as the other one.
I know. I think I told. Yeah, whatever. I get up there, and like I said, I don't like social shit. I don't like talking to people at work. And she comes up and she says, and she did this thing where when she had work to add to you, she'd smile at you. So today,
kill
you're
her
gonna be
right
really
now.
excited about this. You not only do you have to do the job you hate,
I've got
but
PTSD.
yeah.
I'm like having flashbacks right now.
She said you have to get on the fucking intercom every 15 minutes
Yeah.
and read this. And it was like this big ass paragraph.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm not doing
We had
that.
to do that like every year around like Christmas, but I think that one might have been like, was that for flu shots?
It was a flu shot one.
Yeah,
I
we had to
think.
do those every now and again for stuff.
And she had never asked me to do this before. And it was like, I was just at a point where didn't know how I was going to make it through this day already. And then she added that to it, which is I would have been stumbling over the words, you know, it would have
Yeah.
made me, I would have been super embarrassed every 15 minutes. So I said, I was just like, I'm not doing that. She's like, yeah, you are. And I said, no, I'm not. And she, like, it went back and forth like that a little bit. And she turned around, and I just held both my middle fingers up to her. And then I realized that I was on camera. And I was like, oh my God. But they never checked it. Thank
is
God. I
that's
could have got
funny.
fired for that.
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
Did you end up doing it?
No, she did it.
Good.
I heard her start reading it because I was like, "Fuck that." But yeah,
She
I was
was a
just not
bitch.
cut out for that job. That was just a bad fit. Some people could do that and be like, "Oh yeah, no
Yeah.
problem. That's
Yeah.
fine. Just
Yeah.
read this. That's easy. This is an easy job." For me, it was like,
Yeah.
"Oh man, you got to be kidding me."
Yeah.
So that's something that comes to mind for sure. I definitely
good
could have
one.
gotten fired for that because it was obvious. I went like that, like way up
Yeah.
in the air, just like
Middle fingers right at her.
both of them. Two. I even
Yeah, thinking back on like, well, let me go. I've got one from Menards. It was an accident, but it was like, I like damaged a product on accident. We were like, it was like right when I first started, and like my job was all done on a forklift, and I was never really given any formal forklift training.
damn.
Like
For real?
Yeah.
Did you get a license?
Yes.
How the fuck did they not train you?
So you take like a online course that you just blow through, and then you get like the license for it.
Really? Because I had a
And then-
forklift license at Goodwill, but they had a guy come out and you had to like
Yeah.
complete something on the forklift in front of him, or else you couldn't do it.
So like they would train you like on the job on the forklift. So I actually my very first day I did like all my like onboarding, and then there were like 3 hours left on the shift, and my my department manager was like, "Okay, hop on the forklift. I'll show you how to work it." And then the next day I was just on my own on it. So
That is so unsafe.
yeah, it was.
You can kill the fuck out of yourself or somebody else with those
Oh,
things.
easily. Those things are incredibly powerful. So, and I ended up being pretty decent with it, but there was one like Tetris maneuver I couldn't get, and it was like around. It wasn't around Christmas time because I wasn't there around Christmas time. We had like a big upcoming sale on lawnmowers, Menards brand lawnmowers, and they'd come on a pallet. We had so many, we just had to put them wherever we could. So the maximum height for our forklifts was 30 feet, and that was our highest bay. And my boss was like, "Okay, you need to take this lawnmower and put it up on the very top bay." And it was like there were like two other big pallets to the left and right of it, and there was like the perfect amount of room for the lawnmower to go there. And I kept like just missing it, and it would like hit the box to the right and everything would shake.
Holy shit. That sounds awful.
And I like there was one point where like I hit it and it must have like angled the tines of my forklift a little like to the left when it was probably already as far to the left as it could go. So like when I backed out, it like sprung it, where it was like shaking back and forth, and it shook the lawnmower loose out of its packaging, and the lawnmower fell 30 feet out of the air and landed on the concrete.
Dude, you
ground.
could have killed somebody with
Or
that.
myself.
Yeah.
You've got a cage above you, but it wouldn't be anywhere
Oh my
near like
God.
enough coverage where it would have killed me.
yeah.
Or it would have killed anyone that it landed on.
yeah. That is crazy.
The thing's like hundreds of pounds. Like you couldn't even lift it.
Was it
Yeah.
like a riding lawnmower?
It was a riding
Yeah.
lawnmower. Yeah, I should have
That's heavy, man.
specified that. It was a
Well,
riding lawnmower.
what did they say? We're like, "Hey, manager, I just destroyed one of these."
I like sat in my forklift for a couple seconds and I was like, fuck. I was like, I have to tell someone. And like no one was around, thank God. But no one even saw it.
yeah.
So I was just like looking around like, well, I guess I have to go tell someone. So I got off and I walked all the way back to like my manager's area, and he didn't like me very much. Except for one weird time where he like came up to me out of no, we like never talked as friends, and he really didn't even like me. But there was one weird moment where he came up and there was this, I packaged like building materials together and would put them on a truck to be shipped out. And it was always the same two guys who worked the trucks. They were outside workers, of course, but we knew them because we see them like multiple times a day. And then one of them was like trying to teach his like daughter or possibly granddaughter like how to do the trucking. So she was like this young, like pretty girl. And like out of nowhere, my boss comes up to me. He like walks out of his office and goes like across the yard to where I'm at. And he's like, did you see who? I can't remember the guy's name. Did you see his daughter? I was like, yeah. He's like, she's fucking hot. And he kept talking about how hot this probably like 16-year-old girl was.
What the fuck?
Yeah. It was weird. And like we never even like.
Sounds like you guys
spoke.
really get along.
Yeah. I was like, here's my number. Let's figure out how to drug her and
Wow.
but anyway, so I went over to him.
good. Which ones of these do you like the least?
I don't really like any of them very much. So I went, and there's like even another one in here. So I went, I went I went over to my manager and told him like, hey, I you know that lawnmower you told me to put up on the bay? He's like, yeah. I was like, it fell like out of the sky.
Out of the sky.
He's like, okay, let's go get it. So like he had to like push it. We had to push it into my bay. I had my own bay for all of like my packages and stuff.
For all your broken lawnmowers?
Yeah, and he was like, he's like, okay, let's get it over there. So he was pushing it, but the steering wheel was broken. So for steering it, as he was pushing it, I was kicking the tires in the direction that I wanted the tires to move. So it was like this weird, like, almost like video game moment where he's pushing and I'm like running back and forth around the lawnmower, making sure that like the tires are going.
I've had to do that same thing with a golf cart before.
It's so funny.
Yeah,
it was such a funny thing. And then we got it and we put it in my bay, and it remained. It might still be there to this day. It was there after I left because he's like, we'll pay to like have someone come out and fix it, and we never did.
How the fuck would they fix that?
Yeah, and then
they're
you're
gonna
gonna sell it to
undrop
somebody?
it 30 feet.
Right.
That doesn't
Exactly.
make sense.
So it was like
Throw it back up at the same speed.
So it was like just forever in my area, taking up like precious space, and it was like a constant reminder of like my fuck
Failure.
up. Yeah, so I was like,
That's not your
I would see
fault.
that every day. No, it ultimately wasn't. I didn't feel that bad, but I was just like, geez, that sucks. I hated having to like.
Did anybody
cop
give you
up
shit
to
about it?
No.
Damn, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, no.
Because I feel like I definitely would have given someone shit about that, just like in a joking way at least.
no one ever talked.
Maybe if
to
I
me.
didn't know him that well.
I was like a social pariah when I worked there. Nobody said a word to me like my entire time there. And then like when I worked at Walgreens, I would constantly like I'd sit in like the stock room. I'd like take candy out of there and eat it, or like foods,
Like-
or like
the expired shit or the good shit?
the good shit.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's just stealing.
Yeah, yes. I would do the same thing in the
So the
cooler,
inventory
too.
must have been all fucked up.
I would do the same thing in the cooler too. I'd be like, I don't have like a drink today, so I'll go in the back of the cooler and I'll grab one.
I always thought about doing that, but I never did it.
Yeah.
I would eat like when the shit was like a day expired, and you literally had to throw it in the garbage. I'd take like a
Right.
bite out of it first or something.
Or
like
like
that.
there was another time where like we had a really high up bay where we had like these big boxes of our overstock like paper towel rolls, and I would climb up to the top of there and I'd go on the bay and I would make a fort out of the paper towel boxes, and I'd just like sit back there on my phone so no one would know. Or like I was dating a girl who worked there, so sometimes we go back there and make out for a while.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was pretty dope. But that's all I can really think of.
Missed it.
How about
What's
you,
the worst
Mike?
thing you've done?
Yeah.
I actually thought of something
Well,
way
you said
worse
the
that I
sleeping
did
thing.
too. by the
let's
way.
go back to you because you said the sleeping thing, right?
Well,
Did you have another one?
I'm remembering stuff I can't say.
Oh,
But I remember when you said the I destroyed a forklift, an electric forklift.
really?
Yeah.
Those are hard to destroy.
Yeah, that's a big
Yeah.
that's a big accomplishment,
How'd you
man.
do that?
I ran
That's
it.
just amazing. I'm not even mad.
I ran it at full speed against a baler.
Why?
That did it.
That will do it.
I've destroyed a lot of equipment.
What were you doing?
Why were
Not
you
How
paying
do you
attention.
accidentally? Oh, how do you?
Just that's what I did.
Baylor is huge.
Yeah.
Did you fuck up the baler too? Because those are also
There was
like
a
pretty
dent
big.
in it, but it wasn't broken. It worked.
A Baylor.
Work.
dude.
I crashed a vehicle. I've damaged a lot of stuff.
Damn.
On accident. None of it's been on purpose.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear
I
you.
fell down one time and like working security and you have to like wear a bunch of equipment. And I used to have to walk next to these train tracks all the way to like this gate to check it.
Yeah.
So I would like balance on the train tracks even when it's winter and icy. So one day I'm doing that.
What a dumbass.
And I fell down like whole body against the train track and
I would-
broke
oh.
everything on me. It was broken.
I would fucking give so much for that security footage
Me
if that was
too.
on tape. That'd be so. I'd
Me
just put that
too.
on repeat.
Oh,
There's
God,
been
yeah.
there was like a lot of shit that
That'd
I did.
be like the home page of like my web browser. When I open it, it would automatically go there.
But like what time did I work there? They recorded on VHS tape. Like when I
Wow.
worked there.
Did you have to replace the tapes all the time, or did you just write over them?
We record over them. So like
Yeah.
of course I would just not record days.
Right.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's
They
not
changed
that long.
it.
Yeah, that's not that long ago that was
No.
the case, where it was all VHS tape.
I feel like it
based
wouldn't
on
be
it.
that much money to upgrade though.
Well, did you have a story? Something bad?
I actually thought of something that I did that was way fucking worse than the other thing.
Let's hear it.
When I worked out in Oregon, at our
Oh,
yeah. I don't know how I forgot about
too.
this.
I forgot too.
Let's just like to tease the ending. I could have caused a catastrophe.
You could have caused a catastrophe.
I would have been on
think
the
I know this one.
news.
Oh yeah.
It would have been an
It
actual
would have been a big thing.
big fucking deal.
It would have potentially affected my job.
Oh yeah.
It could have affected animals, people, a whole town. Who knows?
A whole state.
Potentially,
Two could have gone into another state.
it could have. Let's get to it.
I think we've hit it at it to the
just
point
shut the
now.
fuck
where- Yeah.
So, one of the jobs for me when the other maintenance guy, well, he was like the maintenance guy, I was the groundskeeper. It was an RV park in Oregon, right on the ocean, very wooded, very wild, like overgrown.
A lot of foliage.
Yes, important for the story. But they had fire pits, and one of the jobs in the morning was to clean out the fire pits. And we had this spot that we always dumped all the coals into. But I was known kind of as a pyro around the place because when I was a housekeeper at first, and then I got hired as the groundskeeper. And for the first like week and a half, all I did was have bonfires because there was this giant pile of brush, like big tree limbs and actual trees and shit that was all stacked up. I mean, it was fucking huge. Like we would have had a hard time fitting it all in this apartment. There was so much shit.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I like having bonfires, but also I'm gonna get rid of this big ass pile of brush. There's nowhere else to put it, and it looked like shit. And so I'd be working on that all the time. And then the fire department came one time and said, "You can't have fires out here." And I was like, all right. And I had a hose sitting right there. I mean, I was pretty safe about it. I had the hose right there. I just put it out. I was like, no problem, dude. I put it out. And they were like, all right, we're all good. And they walked away. So that was before. And then we go back to the day where I'm getting the coals out of the fire pit. We had this metal bucket. You'd fill up, the old wood, which was mostly not on fire anymore, It didn't, there was no indication that this wood was hot. And I dumped it into the same place that the other guy dumped it to every day. We changed the policy after this day. So yeah, I'm just working. And then I go, and I think I'm pulling weeds or something on the other side of the park. And we have a radio, and my coworker, and none of my coworkers really liked me either, because I wasn't really a good fit for that job. I fucked up all the time at this job. But this was a new low. I get a call on the radio. Go, there's a fire. You need to get here right now. Like, it was like that bad. And I was like, what the fuck? And I get up and I'm walking back. I'm like, what the? I didn't really like the lady that called me on the radio either. So I'm like walking up, and then I drop everything that I'm holding, and I start running faster than I've ever, like as fast as I can possibly run, because there's a fire going up a fucking tree, a giant fucking tree, big flames, like taller than the building, that it's next to, the fucking like barn that's next to that has gas and propane stored in there, all this shit, and the tree is next to that giant pile of brush, which if the fucking loser fireman would have let me burn all that shit, wouldn't have been there to catch on fucking fire. It's their fucking fault. Yeah. They caused more fires than they put out.
Yeah, that's a classic.
So I run and I grab the hose and I start putting it out, and I'm freaking I grab the hose and it's in one of those wind up things. I'm like turning it on, grabbing it at the same time, and running somehow. And I put the fucking thing out. That shit was still smoking when I left 8 hours later. Oh, yeah. And it was right next to the woods. And the woods out in Oregon is not like the woods here. It is the thickest, most flammable shit you have ever fucking seen. Because it was summer. It wasn't rainy. You think Oregon, you think it rains all the time. No, not in the summer. It's dry as fuck. That's why you're not allowed to have a fire in your backyard until like December.
You almost started a fight, like a wildfire.
Yes.
How in like one of like wildfire
that
territory.
woods went on for fucking miles.
Oh, it would have been catastrophic.
The whole coast over there would have been on fucking fire.
How did they not fire you?
I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
I don't know. My boss was totally cool about it.
I mean, it was clearly an accident, and you're an out-of-stater, so like you don't really know the.
Yeah. And I literally did the thing that the other guy does every single day. I put the coals in the exact same spot. It's just there were so many coals there at that point that it was just an accident waiting to fucking happen. And I mean, I picked up.
Guy.
Huh?
You were just the unlucky guy.
Right, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
but after that, every time I picked up coals after that, I put it in the metal bucket and fucking not only like sprayed it with water, it was submerged in water before I fucking put it anywhere else. And I used to put it just straight in the dumpster after that.
I bet your heart was fucking pounding.
Dude, I felt like such a fucking retard, and like nobody was being very nice about it either.
Well, like
I thought you said your boss was.
My boss was cool about it. She wasn't there that day though. She was like on vacation somewhere else. All my coworkers were like, "Whoa, that could have been a really big fuck." And I mean, they were right.
They were right.
But the
like
thing
you
is,
were gonna go, "Really?"
I didn't make like a good name for myself because I was always having fires, and I had the fire department literally called on me already because I was literally trying to get rid of a giant pot. It's hard to explain.
Right.
Did they ever cool off and like, oh, you're the fire, almost set the woods on fire, or like?
Yeah,
from the
yeah,
day
it got
you quit?
like that after
You
a while.
became the joking.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
boy.
like
The
watch out
joking
for
fire
Kyle,
guy.
burn, like whatever.
Yeah. Don't get on his bad side.
Yeah,
He'll
it was,
set you on
man.
fire.
That was bad. I mean, that would have been. I probably would have went to jail or some shit.
I don't know if you'd have gone to jail for an accident.
I
but
don't know.
I don't think so, right?
I would have been like a
I don't
social
know.
pariah
It would have been bad.
because my coworkers definitely would have talked to the press.
Yeah, it would have been bad. But even worse than like your own like personal credit, it would have been bad just because like it would have been a wildfire. Like people
Yeah.
would have had to evacuated, buildings would have
Yeah.
been destroyed.
Oh, it would have been a big fucking deal, dude. Mm-hmm. A really big deal. And the park probably would have fucking like been closed down
Oh, yeah.
for
That's
a while.
pretty serious.
It was a big deal.
That's funny.
Have you guys ever gotten into a fight with somebody at work?
Physical fight? Or
Oh, I didn't think physical, but yeah, sure. We'll do
Definitely not a
both.
physical one.
No.
Have
Have you guys ever been in a physical fight?
Yeah.
No.
I've never been in a physical fight
No,
either.
I've never had to.
How'd that go for you, Mike?
Fine, I
Did
guess.
you beat him up?
No.
Did they beat you up?
I don't know. I don't know.
I say yes. Mike got his ass kicked.
I mean, I
He's a
would admit
fucking
it,
pussy,
but I
dude.
don't remember there being
Yeah.
like definitive endings. I think it's like you get together and like wrestle around and then you part and then it's just like then you just stop.
Yeah.
That's how all the fights I've been in work.
It's one of those cringe fights. You ever look
Yeah.
up cringe fights?
Yeah.
on
No.
YouTube?
Yeah, or no.
You haven't?
No.
Oh,
No
we gotta
one
watch
else
some of
fight
those
each
sometime.
other.
Dude,
I'm so
it's so
excited about
hilarious
that.
because like the trash talk is awful too.
Yeah.
And it's like clearly two
Oh, that's
dorky ass
awesome.
kids that don't like get up very often.
I'm so excited to watch this.
We'll have to watch some of that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But fight at work.
You kind of just explained one earlier with
With that-
Kathy.
yeah, Kathy. Well, that wasn't really a fight.
Kinda.
It was more like a.
Well, actually, the other time with her was more of like a, it was like more of an argument. I was.
Or even customers. Let's throw them in there.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely.
You definitely fought with customers?
Yeah. At Goodwill.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there was a lady one time. It was same situation. Might have been the same fucking day for all I remember that I yelled, "This fucking cunt's yelling at me" or whatever. Some woman, I was just triggered because it was just. I mean, that job was hell, dude. Because the customers were not nice to you, and they were putting shit on the ground. They were mad at you and said, "Hey, you got to wait for us. You can't just drop the stuff on the ground. We don't take everything. Some stuff we don't take.
Because people are giving you like garbage bags.
They'll
full
give
of
us literal garbage. Yeah. So
What's like the grossest thing you've ever gotten?
vase full of
donated
dead
to?
mice.
Whoa, that's a good one.
That is
Yeah.
that's actually kind of
Didn't
fucking
expect
metal.
that.
I might
There was
buy
also
that.
a
I
fridge.
might actually buy.
Somebody donated a fridge, and there was just food in there from who the fuck knows when. And we opened it up and stunk up the whole. And the back
my
room, the back room was
God.
fucking huge, dude, and it stunk like for a while.
So they were just dumping a fridge.
Yeah. Oh, people just bring their garbage there. Yeah.
Ugh.
So that's why we don't let people just put shit on the ground.
Right.
So one lady, I mean, she waited well enough. She was first in line. I was getting all the bins, Rubbermaid, like
Like the
big-
big Tupperware
thick
bin
bins.
things.
Yeah. And we were at the point where it was so crazy in summer. We would set up like a bunch of like those big ass boxes with the pallets.
Yeah, yeah, the big
We would set up
cardboard
like
ones.
8 of them, and we'd just be dumping shit in there because we had nowhere else to put it. And then somebody would come up with the forklift and stack them throughout the day to the point where like you couldn't even breathe back there. There was
Wow.
just no fucking space. And I'm in that mode. I'm stressed the fuck out. I'm like doing that, and I dump her shit in there, and it was like half full of water.
No
Water.
way.
So I soaked everything that was in the box, and it was like Christmas lights full of water.
So she must have flooded and like.
Something.
Left it in her truck overnight or something.
Right, it
There must
rained
not have
on
been
maybe.
a lid on it or something. I was so fucking mad. I grabbed all the shit, threw it back in the bin, walk out there, and she was about to leave, and I like threw it back in her truck, and I said, "We don't take wet stuff." Like I threw it in her truck, and I fucking storm away, and I stand up on the stairs, and I'm waiting for the next person to run up, and she's screaming at me. And I'm literally just saying, go away, get out of here.
Oh,
I'm like, shut up, go.
wow.
And it was funny because she said something really cringy, and I actually remember it because I was asking for help at that point too because a bunch more people were coming out. So it was just me out there with her, and then a couple of my coworkers came out, and we like really got along good. A lot of us, the coworkers, because you were just trudging
Your
through
brothers
shit
in-
all
your
day.
brothers
Yeah,
in arms.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
you were bonding over like helping each other. Like you
Yeah.
were really helping
Yeah.
each other. And they come out, and this lady, the first thing she said was, "Chill out, dude." Like, talk. That's what she said. Like, I can't make that up. That's what she said. And then that was like a meme around the thing. Like, if I was stressed out or something,
only-
or anybody freaked out, somebody said, "Chill out, dude." I was
only,
like, "Get
like-
out of here!" I'm just yelling back at her. Just leave. Get out.
You should have okay boomered her.
This was so long
I
ago.
know.
Yeah, I would have like.
That would have been the perfect.
I would have been the first
response.
person to say that if
Yeah.
that was that would have been funny as fuck though. Get out of here, you boomer bitch.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know there was more. That's the one that was probably the funniest one. Some of the
That
other
is
ones
funny.
were just
That is
fucked
funny.
up. I remember walking because people at Goodwill would just stay too. We'd be closed, and they'd be going through our shit, just knocking it over, fucking shit up, being an asshole on purpose, or just hanging out, and we're closed, and they know we're closed. The girls are on the intercom saying, "We've been closed for 20 minutes, so please bring all your selections up here so we can please close the store." You know, and the doors are locked.
Right.
Shit like that. I remember walking behind a guy and pointing past him, saying, "Get out. We are closed. Get out," following him to the door, just with my arm extended, like, "Get out. You have to leave." And he actually left. Thank fucking God. We weren't allowed to say that either.
No,
I
absolutely
believe
not.
that.
You have to just let them stay. Yeah, they could stay there till like 2 a.m.
Yeah, but
if
I
they
was
want
fucking,
to.
dude,
Yeah.
I was so heated all the time
Yeah.
back then. Oh my God.
I had a similar situation with one of the guys we worked with at Walgreens. At Walgreens I got into like a couple like one-sided fights where like someone would be mad at me and I'd be like, "Why are you mad at me? I don't get it." And they'd be yelling at me and I'm like not engaging them. And one of them was this guy we were working with. He was kind of cringy to begin with.
Is this the guy that's like, why does everybody like you?
That's the other one I was gonna tell.
You told that one.
You told that one on the
Perfect.
last
Well,
show.
that one counts then.
Yeah.
And then the other one, I'm glad I don't have to tell that again.
Yeah.
Because I don't really remember the details that
I'm
well.
glad I don't have to hear it again.
Glad we were almost done listening to Dan.
All right. So
I'm going to mute all of his tracks at the end when I'm editing this.
Not even recording it.
Was the idiot.
Is this how you treat your guests?
Yes. You're a guest in your house on our show.
We're eating your food.
I'll leave. You guys let me know when you're done. I'll
Yeah.
just be sitting on the balcony. So there was one guy though, and it was another similar situation where we were already closed, but these girls came in. They clearly just didn't know like the time that we closed. We closed at 10. It was like 10:10 probably, if that. So I went up to these girls and I was like, "Hey, you guys need help with anything?" No, we're just looking around. I was like, "Okay, just as a heads up too, we did close at 10." And then this other guy comes up right behind me and goes, "Yeah, we've been closed for several minutes now and you need to leave." And I saw this look on their face. So I put my like hand on his shoulder and I was like, "Well, we don't mean to be that rude about it, but we do." But yes, we've been closed for a few minutes. So then like we all went our separate ways, and because they agreed, they were like, "Yeah, no kidding," and they like left after a couple more minutes or whatever. It wasn't a big deal. But then after we closed, I didn't even think of it again.
Yeah.
It was already like gone out of my mind. I was like, okay, that happens sometimes where someone's in there and we have to tell them we're
Okay.
closed. And
It was
they
like every
leave.
night almost.
Yeah, it was. So it wasn't like, it didn't stay in my mind, that situation. I was just like, okay, cool, time to go. But then as we were like the doors were locked and like there weren't customers in anymore, he like stormed up to me and was like, "I see where your loyalties lie now. You didn't have my back there." And he was like super pissed at me.
Did his
And I
name
was
start
like-
with an R?
Yes, it did.
Okay.
And I was like,
Wow.
yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
Holy
and I was
shit.
like, you were being like so rude to them for like no reason.
Your loyalties lie. He is
He's
so
like
I will
Customer.
never trust you again. He hit me with that
for
stuff.
What?
for the listening audience and Mike.
Yeah.
This guy is Dwight Schrute.
Yes.
Okay.
He is
Yes.
Dwight
Yes.
Schrute.
Yes.
That's why I found The
Yes.
Office funny, was partly because like when I saw Dwight, I was like,
Yeah.
Wow, that reminds me of him.
Yeah. And
That's a
in real,
cringy thing to say. Loyalty.
He was super cringy. He was super cringy.
Who the fuck has loyalty to a minimum wage job?
Yeah.
Well, who thinks?
Well,
that,
it wasn't even loyalty to the job. It was loyalty to him. And I was like, I don't really know you all
beyond,
that well.
Beyond that, but beyond that, you guys are the company is there for the customer.
Right. He
Right.
was like unnecessarily like, it wasn't like a situation where they were there for like a long time. It was like a couple minutes and they clearly didn't know.
Yeah.
So I just told them and they were like already like, oh yeah, okay. Oh, sorry. We didn't know about that.
Right.
And then he came in like hot for some reason. I was like, no, we don't know.
Yeah.
So I tried to like reroute it back to like being cool with them again. Cause they could then be like fucking dicks themselves and like stay in there forever.
Yeah, because you
don't
really
wanna get on
can't
their
do
bad
anything
side.
about
Yeah.
it. Like, if you want to, you should never do this, but you could just fuck a
Oh
retail
my
person's
God.
life up.
You
You
could
could,
fucking-
just stand in there for so long, just saying whatever you want
You
to
can
them.
fucking
They won't do shit.
You can fuck an entire retail store up in general. Like you can just like
With
take
nothing.
something
With your
off-
bare hands.
You just take something off the shelf and walk out with it. I guarantee they won't try to stop you.
I'm
They
pretty
can't.
sure people, like, that alarm thing would go off when I was on the register sometimes.
all
And
the
I was so
time.
busy that I was like, you're good.
Well, there was
I don't give a fuck. You
Yeah.
don't pay me enough to give a fuck
There
about
was a
that.
big like, I don't know if you like caught on to it when we were at Walgreens, but there was always like a big scheme where like someone would come in and they'd buzz right off the bat and they'd be like, oh yeah, my coat has
Yeah.
like one of those. They never took that tag thing off my coat, or oh, it's my wallet always goes off. So that they have like the in to then take something, and
Yeah.
it's understood that it buzzed when they came in, so they're gonna buzz on their way out.
Pretty
Yeah.
good idea.
But there was one time too, actually, I pranked that same guy where I found a roll of the it was like the stickers that you put on items and it sets the alarm off. I found a roll of them, so like I like ripped one off and I snuck it into his coat pocket.
Oh, God.
So it went off when he
Yes.
was leaving.
That is so funny.
Oh, it was great. I used to fuck with him all the time.
What did he do when he found out that somebody snuck that into his pocket?
I think he laughed. It wasn't like a
Oh.
big deal. He wasn't.
He wasn't that
Yeah,
bad,
no.
like, but he would do
Okay.
some cringy shit
Yeah.
sometimes. But he was very Dwight
and he was
Schrute.
like kind of emotional. Like some days he'd be cool, some days he'd be like a little bitch.
yeah.
So
He was mostly chill. I remember him
Yeah,
coming
I
to some of my
don't
band
dislike him.
shows,
Yeah,
even
I don't dislike him.
being
He
like,
was
"Oh, you
just-
guys sounded awesome," you know.
Yeah, he was
a
an
cool guy.
okay guy for sure, but he definitely had his moments.
Yeah.
Did I ever get in? Yeah, I got in fights with people. Just two stick out in my. Well, one guy I didn't really get in fights with him. He was like a Dwight Schrute. I would just fuck with him all the time, but he would get red hot mad. But I was never. I never got my blood never boiled or nothing. It was just always. It was funny to me.
You're
That's
trolling
awesome.
him.
Yeah, there's nothing better to do. But anyway, there was another guy I worked with at Jewel, and he just like sucked at his job. And he was like not an older dude. He was older than I was, and he worked like the daytime, and he was just so into like impressing like his crew, and they were all like underage, like high school kids.
Yeah,
and he like wanted to bang them, and it was just
Whoa,
super weird.
what?
What the fuck?
Yeah.
You know he wanted
That
to bang
took
him?
a
Yeah.
turn. Oh no.
Did he say that?
How old
Not
was
to
he?
me. Jeez, how old was he? He must have been. When I worked there, he would have been. Jeez, I'm guessing late 20s, early 30s.
Oh
That's
my
gross.
god, that is
Um,
gross.
Can you imagine fucking a 16-year-old? Because I'm 29. I cannot imagine fucking
Yeah.
a 16-year-old.
No.
I can't imagine a 16-year-old wanting to bang a 30-year-old.
I can imagine that.
Yeah, there's some like weird.
I would have banged a 30-year-old when I was 16.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah, I would have
Fuck
done that.
yeah. Then I call the cops on him.
Yes.
And then I
They
bang the
stopped banging
cops.
And then I bang the cop.
But this guy just like sucked at like he would have to set up for me every day, and then one day he finally did it because like it got bad to the point where I talked to the store director about it, and I guess the store director yelled at him about it, and then he set it up for me, and I came in, I'm like, okay, sweet, like I can start my job right away. I don't have to like set up for myself, and I'm just doing it. I'm like, okay, great, and then he comes back there, he's like, you see everything set up? I'm like, yeah. Like you did your job.
Yeah.
There's
You don't get praise for that.
No, I don't say anything. I'm like, yep. I keep doing my job. He goes, yeah, everything's nice and organized the way you like it. And I was just like, yeah. Like I told him give in. And then I finally got to the point where he's like, well, you don't have to tell so-and-so or
Oh,
whatever. He
my
starts like
God.
getting into my face about it. And he was like an assistant store manager. And then we just got into a screaming match.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That
What'd you
was a
say?
screaming match?
I can't
Who
remember.
screamed first?
He did.
Yeah.
And then I said something like it was like he needs to leave, his shift's over. Like it was like my time. Like clearly he has no reason to be there. To like
Yeah.
yell at me. Like I think I said something like he really wasn't wasn't. I wasn't his direct report, so he needed to talk to somebody else if he had an issue. I got so mad I was throwing shit.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I was like in the back room, like chucking shit across the.
I can't even imagine Mike being that mad.
I quit
to...
working. Like I called my boss. I said,
but you were how old at this point?
I wasn't old. I was like maybe
22.
no 18.
Oh, shit!
yeah.
Real? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that makes more sense.
So I called my boss because I loved everybody I worked with. And I called her. I said, I'm getting ready to quit right now. I can't deal with this anymore. And she was like, no, please stay. I'll come in right now. And she came in and she got pissed. And then called
she
the
had your
store
back?
director. Yeah.
Nice.
She always had my back.
So did that guy
cool.
get fired?
Probably no one got
no,
fired, right?
he ended up getting fired. I think he banged somebody. I don't know if they was an underage person, but I know banging was involved.
Oh no.
The guy was like, if you think Santa's little helper, that's what this guy. He had short man syndrome. He walked like a duck.
God.
Of course.
Yeah,
That's pretty.
was
That's more brutal than anything I've been involved in.
Yeah,
I don't
same here.
know how I'd react if somebody
I've-
yelled at me at work. I don't think that's ever really happened.
like I'm always cool when I never get physically mad. That was like the only time I gotta go through shit. I'm like, fuck this.
Yeah.
I had like a box cutter I chucked at the baler. This baler like
You are
Jeez.
fucking this
yeah.
baby.
We need to
I
go-
started like taking like products. I was like whipping it. But yeah, it wasn't a good time.
I don't think it would take that much for me if I was single to have sex for money.
Mm-hmm.
What about you guys?
If I was single,
Yeah.
It depends. I'd be really like picky and choosy over like
Yeah.
who.
No, yeah, it wouldn't have be like.
If
Well,
it was
even
like a-
even an ugly person for a certain
Well,
price,
what if
I'd
a-
probably
But
do
would
it.
you be
if
like
a dude came up and said,
I wouldn't do
"Jerk me,"
gay shit. No. I mean, I'm sure at some level, at some price, I'd break because you just can't.
Sure. Oh yeah, for a certain amount
Yeah.
of money. If it's a hot guy too.
Yeah, $100,000 is $100,000.
Right.
Like just to blow somebody, like that would suck. But
I wouldn't do it for 100,000.
well,
You
you
wouldn't do it
make
for
a lot more
100,000.
money than me.
For who? Like who though?
No, I said no.
Anyone or?
Any dude?
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't do it.
Not even like.
I don't want that
Who's
in my
like
back.
the most handsome dude in your eyes?
I'm looking at him.
You
Dan,
wouldn't blow me
he's
for
not
100.
you there.
He's not
There's
looking
a
at me,
mirror.
by the way.
I'm looking at myself.
Oh,
Babushka.
You wouldn't blow yourself for $100,000.
Can't reach. I've tried. No.
I wouldn't blow myself in general. Why would I want to blow myself? It
There
wouldn't
was
feel
that-
better than
yes.
jacking off.
That quote
Yes.
said,
What?
there's a podcast we listened to where
Yeah.
somebody told somebody else that I bet blowing yourself feels more like blowing somebody than getting your dick sucked.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
Because, yeah, why would I want a dick in my mouth?
Right.
I got so much
Even
more
your
control
own.
with my
I had
hand,
a,
too. Like, you can do things with your hand you can't do with your mouth.
That's true.
Just applying pressure. I mean, I'm just talking logistically here, but, like, why would it feel good to suck your own
No.
dick?
I don't know. But I think that's true.
It was
would feel like
genius. I
sucking a
never thought of it that way.
Yeah,
I was
totally.
Like,
dick. And then at the end you come in your own mouth.
yeah, I know.
That'd be fucking horrible.
It would be horrible.
I would hate that.
And then you swallow it.
And then you start over
Yeah.
immediately?
And then you turn the recording off.
Yeah. You stop streaming to Twitch?
Yeah. You saw Twitch. How many subs did I get?
I don't know that I think I'd be like you, choosy, picky and choosy about.
You guys both make a lot more money than me, though.
But
No.
you said you'd be picky and choosy too.
You're a handsome man.
I would do it for $100,000, but it couldn't be like one of these like homeless guys on the city. I don't know why a homeless guy would have $100,000.
I am.
but
So either homeless.
I'm talking about a woman.
Blowjobs.
well, anyway, I mean, I'd have sex with a hot woman
For free.
Free. You're like,
Yeah,
I would.
Well,
be
having sex
paid
with a
to
woman,
have sex with a hot woman.
having sex with a woman for free is different than getting paid by someone.
Yeah, it's worse.
So I guess the question is, who's like disgusting?
Having sex with someone for free is a good thing. Having
about-
sex with somebody for money is like kind of a degrading thing, right?
No,
I don't think so.
You don't?
No, degrading?
I don't think so
No, it's
either.
just like any.
That means
ser-
you're. I mean,
It's like any service. I don't feel like someone I buy like hot dogs from is I'm degrading them by buying a hot dog from them.
I don't think I'm degrading
It's just
myself.
a service.
I think if it's something that I don't want to do, if it was somebody that I'm looking at, I'm like, I don't
or
want
like a massage. Like you get a massage. That's like a physical thing. But we're not degrading them by paying them to give you a massage.
would you tell your parents that you're getting paid to fuck somebody?
I don't think I'd tell my parents I got a massage.
If
Why?
they asked, I would
Well,
tell
I
them.
wouldn't tell them, but I don't tell them when I'm having sex with someone for not money either.
You bring You never brought a girlfriend home to your parents?
Yeah, but I'm never like I have sex with her.
It's implied.
well, sure, it's implied, but like.
But you wouldn't even like bring that relationship up of
But I
like
wouldn't
getting
bring
paid
up-
to fuck. You're a whore. You would not bring up that you're a whore
Oh, you
around
mean
your
like
family.
Yourself? You mean like if that was my profession, would I tell my parents?
I would.
I
think
don't
it's
know that
different for
I
other
don't think I
people.
would.
I don't think I would either.
Like, hey, I just if I banged somebody for $100,000, I'd tell everybody.
Yeah, if they were hot.
Yeah,
I would
that goes.
tell-
I think the question more is would you have sex with an ugly person or a dude?
Right.
Something that you wouldn't normally do. I don't think if I was blew a dude for $100,000, there's no way I'd tell my family. No one would know.
Right.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
What if that was part of they could pay you like a premium for telling your parents? Like you have
They
to tell
like
them.
to know that you told your parents.
It's part of like their
I'm just thinking
game.
about you telling your mom that you were doing
Yeah.
That's fucked up, bro.
So like you still get the 100,000, but like hey, if you tell your parents,
You get a
I'll throw
pension.
on another like
Every time.
20,000.
Well, let's
or
turn it
something.
around. What if the only time you were able to have sex would be paying somebody? Like if you even had a girlfriend,
I don't think I'd ever pay someone to fuck me.
but you'd never get it.
I don't think I'd do it. I don't think I'd do
You
it.
don't
That's
think
fair.
you'd pay?
I don't.
thought you
I
said
think
you
that would turn me off.
I thought you said you would. You were the one that brought this up, saying you would get paid to have sex.
No,
with
no, no,
someone.
no. He's saying the opposite. Would I pay someone to fuck me?
Oh,
I don't think I'd do that.
I don't think I would either. 'Cause
It'd
I-
just be
I don't
too
feel like I
gross.
need to. Either I don't feel like I need to.
But
You
he's
need to
saying.
have
But
sex?
he's saying you're not in this.
You can't ever
you're,
get it.
You're not
unless you
getting
pay.
it. I don't think I would. I think I'd rather just.
I might. Yeah, I might.
I think I'd
There's
rather
a
just
chance there.
grab guns and take my incel revenge on the public.
Sure, go to like the nearest elementary school.
Right. No, but I don't think. What about you?
I was thinking about that. I'd have to. Got to
Yeah,
bang
I
people.
think so too. I think I would.
Can you
eventually.
imagine how awkward that would be, though?
I don't think I would need to do it often.
But let's say that it's like the norm, like that everybody has to do that. Like you're married to like if
Well,
Tara's
that's a
like
completely different situation then.
That's like a utopia.
you have to pay her to bang her.
You tell,
Well,
like,
you know
that went
what's
over
weird?
my head
Yeah,
and I looked at his
well,
face.
I
I'll
didn't
see
get it.
Well, that wouldn't make any sense because if everyone paid the other person to have sex, you'd all just break even.
Oh well,
Anyway.
okay. The dudes got to. Since we're all dudes,
Oh,
It's
oh,
clearly
the
the man
dudes have
paying.
to pay.
It's clearly the man paying.
Well, isn't that the way it is now anyway, boys? You gotta
what
pay
I'm
for
saying.
dinner and stuff.
Fucking. Who was that?
I don't know. It was fun.
It hurt my throat.
But yeah, how crazy is that? To think if like you had to bang, if you had to pay, if you want to bang somebody every day, you'd have to pay every day.
I mean,
How
you
much?
more or less.
I know.
Like,
let's say it's okay. Let's say it's
That's
the
a lot.
norm missionary. It's let's say $20 a day. But if you want to do
That's a lot.
something different, or you have to pay more money
And you have to do it every day or just every time you have sex?
every time you have sex.
Oh, okay.
So
Oh,
one
that's not
day
so bad.
you wanna do it
That's
doggy
still a
style.
lot.
That's $40. You want to do it in the butt. It's $100.
See, because that's
You want
like,
a blowjob? Another $25.
even if you just do, because like how often do you guys want to have sex? More than
right
once a
now,
week.
doing this is a waste of time. I'd rather
Doing
be
what?
home.
Oh, I see what you. So you're talking like you're an everydayer.
I'm an every minute-er.
Nice.
That's all I think about.
Well, so like, if you, okay, let's say you want to have sex three times a week.
just
I
let
think
you guys
that's-
go.
I think that's like under, like if you want to have sex 3 times a week, I think that's probably like a conservative guess. At $20 minimum is $60 a week. Times 4, it's like almost $300 a month to just have sex. I don't know that I could afford that.
I know,
I
but
couldn't.
Top
it's
of
like,
other bills.
but it's something you definitely need. So now you're gonna cut it down to like
I could go once a month.
Once a
I could-
month?
I could jerk off and then have sex once a month and be happy.
What if you had to pay yourself to jerk off?
I'd be broke. I'd be so.
There was a
broke.
coom tax.
Yeah. Oh no.
Coomers.
Oh.
I'm cooming.
Are you guys cold? I can turn the heat on. I turn the heat off.
I'm
'cause
just
it
like, I
makes
got a sweater
noises.
here. No, it's
Oh,
good.
my-
It's good where
my
it's at.
toes. I like it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm fine.
Yeah, I can turn it on anytime, but I don't know if it'll pick up the
You
mic.
can turn
'cause
me
the-
on anytime.
But it's a pretty interesting
$20.
idea. Yeah. There's too many.
I don't like that world.
No. Oh, no.
Because that means sex is only for the upper class, the top 1%.
You're right.
But then you could like do if like you made enough money, you could have sex every hour if you wanted
I
to.
can have sex plenty, and I'm broke. I like the reality that I'm living in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Yeah. This fictional world is much worse.
yeah. Can't you have
But
good
it'd be
dreams?
better
I'm trying to
for-
think like how did that?
It'd be better for like rich people who are like they like don't like they can't get any otherwise, or if they like or if you like don't want a relationship and you're like I just want to have sex. Be easier.
There's
to
people
do
that do that.
I know, but it's probably easier to find if you're just paying for it.
What's the shittiest thing a boss has ever said to you?
It was probably that story I told earlier, where my boss was like, "Did you see that hot underage
Oh, that's
girl?"
pretty bad.
That's the shittiest thing.
I had
Well, my bosses have never really said anything mean to me.
I had a boss yell at me. He might have been on speaker when he yelled at me. I think Dan might have heard it. Because I used the words somebody was verbally accosted. And I sent him an email stating that somebody was verbally accosted in a parking lot. And he took it as they were physically assaulted. And he was yelling at me, saying, like, why would you say that they were verbally accosted? There was no physical contact.
Yeah,
like, I
that's
know.
weird.
That's
Do you
why
know
I
what
said,
verbal means, you retard?
I know.
Yeah, I remember
or
that.
accosted.
That was strange.
Yeah, and I thought that was shitty because he had no basis to yell at me, but he
Yeah.
decided to do it anyway.
Right.
He kind of used me as a punching bag whenever he was in a bad mood.
That's really lame.
Yeah,
I fucking hate when people do that.
yeah. That was probably, and people have said shitty shit, but that was the one that comes out because there was no there. Like I was trying to do, I
The
did
right
my
thing.
job.
Yeah. It was the same with, remember when you were trying to tell them about Philadelphia or whatever? There was like an issue in Philadelphia or Pittsburgh. Remember? And he was like,
Oh,
yeah, which Pittsburgh site? Like Pittsburgh? Which one? It's like Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He thought Pittsburgh was a state.
What? Yeah. You know,
Yeah.
I get kind of fucked up with
God.
all those names too because they're all Pete's. Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, and
but this guy
what's
was
the other one?
Pissing.
This guy was the
Pennsylvania. God damn. See, I got fucked up right
Pennsylvania
there.
is the state.
I know, but like just
But-
those names,
oh,
like,
this
they're
guy's-
all
gotcha.
P
This
names.
guy's job is to know that,
Yeah.
Right. Oh yeah.
and he like he was mad at me about it.
Oh yeah.
That
which
was
is
lame.
totally,
I remember
totally
that being lame.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. My boss. I've always.
Well, our old boss at Walgreens was like pissed at both of us for like when we put in our 2 weeks.
I fucking forgot about him.
He did the same thing to both of us. We put in our 2 weeks, and he still expected us to work past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
I
it was
remember you
like-
telling me that.
No,
I've got another one from him.
Is it when you were trying to
Get my current job.
Yeah.
That was insane.
That was bullshit. Too. He's a fucking prick.
He is a
That
prick.
guy's
Whoa,
an
whoa, whoa! What
asshole.
do you mean? What happened when you were trying to get your current job?
So yeah, I worked at Walgreens, and then while I applied for my current job while I was working there, so I used my assistant manager, we were pretty tight.
Yeah.
He would tell me stories about dropping acid and shit. You know, I thought we were like pretty tight. We would, you know, like talk about video games, stuff, even outside of work. You know, like talk about YouTube videos and shit. So like, I'm gonna use you as a reference. He knew that. I put down his personal cell phone number for the reference.
So
Is that a big
what?
deal?
No. Especially because he doesn't have an office number.
Right.
It's a
and he
sh-
only works like 2 and later most days. You know, like he didn't work in the morning all that often.
No.
Oh, I think I know this story.
Yeah, so my current boss, who I didn't know at that point, I just knew him from the interview. He wanted to hire me, but he had to talk to all of my references. He had to get them on the phone and actually speak to them. So he kept calling because my current boss works 6 to 2. And my old boss worked
2
2
to 10.
to like 11 or so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was missing him all the time. And he's like, my current boss is calling me saying, hey, I want to get you in, but I need to talk to this guy. I need to talk to this guy. So I'm texting our old boss. His name is Chris. Saying, hey, dude, this job is trying to contact you. I can't get the job unless he talks to you. He wants to hire me. And so he calls me up, and he's being a total fucking cocksucker on the phone too. He's like, yeah, I'm not gonna answer. Sorry,
Ansel.
answer.
Hey, okay, Mike.
What
Okay.
the fuck?
I'm gonna edit that out and sound smarter. So he calls me and he's being a total cocksucker about this, and he says, "I'm not gonna answer." No, okay. He says, "I'm gonna leave that all in there and sound like a bigger retard." I'm not gonna answer my personal cell phone. A professional reference means you put down a professional phone number,
Well, when
like
you
a
fucking-
store number.
When you fucking get a professional number, I'll put it down.
Right, and I was
This
like,
guy
I was
works
like,
at Walgreens.
yeah. Yeah. And I'm just on the phone saying, all right, dude, sorry. I'll tell him to call you when you work next. When do you work next? And then he called me later that night and was being a total fucking tail between his legs pussy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, dude. I didn't mean it like that. And I was on the other end of the phone just saying, okay,
Yeah, he was a fucking
Okay.
little bitch.
cool.
That guy
Dude.
sounds like
he
an
continued
asshole.
to
He was
be-
a fucking asshole.
And he continued to be one for. We kept trying to be friends with him, and he wouldn't allow it.
Yeah. It was a weird situation. Like that's a story in itself.
Yeah,
And I'm
that
sure we'll
could be
get
like a
into it
whole
at some
chronicle.
point.
We
yeah.
can talk about that all day
Yeah.
almost.
So that's the story of Chris. But yeah, that's like the lamest thing a fucking
Yeah, that
boss
was
ever said to
fucking
me. It's
stupid.
like, dude, I put down your phone number.
Yeah.
Answer
Like,
it
who
at
gives a
work.
shit?
Yeah.
Right.
He's like, I had to drive my daughters around. It's like, dude,
gives
he's
a shit?
He's been calling you for like over a week.
Right.
Just answer the phone. He's gonna talk to you for 2 seconds. He's gonna
just be
say,
like,
"Does he
"Hey,
show up to work on
yes."
time? Thanks. Bye." That's it. It was that
Yeah.
was lame. Man, this podcast has reminded me about a bunch of shit that pissed me off.
That was the plan.
Yeah.
Well, all of Mike's questions are negative based. He's like,
I
"What's the
know,
worst?
I
This?
know.
What's the
Well,
worst?"
I
that?"
have a couple good ones.
Go to do a positive one. Who do you want to kill at work?
Do you miss any of your previous jobs?
It's kind of negative.
Fine, forget it.
No,
Fuck.
I like
How is
it
that negative?
because now,
You're being negative.
no, you guys are coming in hot. Yeah, I miss Walgreens all the time, and it's weird because no one else does. Who I
don't
talk
miss
to.
it. No.
Yeah, you don't miss it. When I talked to our mutual friend the other day, she doesn't miss it at all. But that
Shit
was like
pay.
a super shit pay. But it reminds
That
me.
was like your high school job, though.
Yeah, it reminds me of
No
like a certain
responsibility.
time. Yes, it reminds me of a certain time period in my life. It was like my first real job. I got along with all my coworkers. I could like dick around. I didn't have to take anything seriously. That's what I miss most about life in general. Is I could just be like, here's my job. I'm gonna go to work. I'm gonna fuck around, and if they fire me, they fire me, and it's not gonna affect me. Mm-hmm. And it was cool because of that.
Yeah. I miss.
Okay.
I miss. All right, I'm gonna edit that out and make myself sound smart. I miss. No, I sometimes miss my job out in Oregon just because the scenery was incredible, dude. On the ocean,
Red fire.
big, up in smoke, animals screaming. No, there was a cliff on the side of the park with big, trees all over it. There was
That's cool.
eagles flying around all the time. I saw a whale while I was on the clock one day. Out in the ocean.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the air was the freshest air I've ever
I've
smelled in
had
my
some
life.
whale coworkers that I see every day.
Land whales.
Nice.
Yeah, I miss that just for and my old boss was really fucking nice to me too.
Mm-hmm.
She was the shit.
Yeah, you almost burned the whole state down, and she was like, "No big deal.
Yeah, she never brought it
That's
up to
legit.
me either.
That's legit."
I
She probably-
apologized to
yeah,
her.
Yeah,
I was like, I just dumped the coals where they went. I didn't know there was any
Yeah.
sparks in there.
Well, I'm sure
Right.
she knew you weren't trying to set a
well,
wildfire.
right.
that's what I was
yeah.
saying. It was an accident.
Yeah. So I miss that one sometimes. But yeah, mostly the scenery.
I miss parts about other jobs. I miss hanging out with Dan.
Yeah, that was fun.
Um,
I couldn't say I missed that because I still do that job, so I can't say
Yeah.
I missed that job. But I missed that aspect of it.
and that wasn't like really the work. Like I don't miss the work.
Yeah,
I miss not having any responsibility at old jobs.
yeah, that's the best.
But that's it. I think I don't really miss any of the jobs. I wouldn't go back to any of them.
I love
No.
my current job, so
Yeah, you know what? That's my next question.
it's the best
Well,
job I ever had.
Well, here's a two-part question. I'll just throw these two questions in one question and ask you
Hit me.
both these questions.
What?
I don't know. What's
Yeah.
the best job you've ever had, and are you happy with your current job?
Best job is
you
my
just
current
answered-
job,
yeah.
and I love it.
Obviously, yes, yeah.
I love it. I love my
Um,
job. Gives me like just enough physical activity, but not too much. Very rarely do I feel like, damn, this is like killing me, but it kind of keeps me in shape a little bit, you know? I don't,
You're not just sitting down all day.
no, always walking around, so I like that. And then, but yeah, and all my coworkers are pretty chill. There's like one lady I don't like, but she works at a different building, and I never talk to her. So yeah, I love my job.
Yeah.
Shit.
I would say the same. I would say my current job is also my favorite, but I preferred it more when you were there, Mike, and we were in like Aurora and stuff.
Really?
This is
Yeah.
so
I
I
touching.
thought for sure you were gonna like it.
I,
More now
um,
you're in Chicago.
Well, you see, it's like I'm like back and forth on it because it's like a way nicer space. It's way easier to do the job. It's really cool, but I miss like the easy commute time, and I miss like not having to see like everybody every day. So it's like kind of back and forth on like which version I prefer more. Overall, from like a work perspective, I prefer where we're at now by far because it's easier to do the job, and that's good. But yeah, so I would say that's current job's my favorite, and so yes, I also like the current job.
Me too. With my job, I think
Even with all the Indians you work with.
I love all the Indians I work with. I love them. And
where
my
we
team.
differ.
I feel like I lucked out because I look at all the other teams that work for my
They have
company.
more Indians even.
We,
That'd be
we
lucky.
have an Indian on our team, but I get along. I get along with my team so well. Like I genuinely like them a lot. In the work, like at my busiest, I'm having a great time.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I've never once dreaded going to work. I've loved it. And I wake up early and I can't wait to do my job. And then when I'm done with the day, I'm like, I did a great job. And then I just never have the only times I'm ever have any sort of anxiety is when I have to give like a presentation or like lead a meeting that I'm not sure about. Those are the only times I have like a tinge of anxiety.
Oh man, that would fucking kill me.
You don't even have to. Like you wouldn't have to if you like, cause
Right.
when I started in my role, it was just kind of like, yeah, you want to lead the meeting? And I'm like, you can take it. Or like when I'd give big presentations, it's like, do you want to do this? And it just, to me, it's like, that's good exposure. And it, it reflects good and people are going to know who I am. And I've only gotten positivity from it. So I just keep doing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love my job a lot.
Good.
That's great.
And
Dude, 'cause
I work from home like all the time.
that's
That's
fucking
also badass.
It's such a different feeling when you dread going to work.
I know. That's when I used to work as security. I would play the lottery all the time, like praying, or I would
jeez.
pray that I would get on like a car accident, any reason not to go in,
And get like disability or something.
just not go in for the day.
Yeah.
It was the worst.
It was that day to day you just didn't want.
Yeah.
That's how
Never
sometimes
be
I
able to go
felt
on
like.
vacation.
Yeah. At Walgreens, I was just like, how am I gonna make it through this?
Yeah.
There
All
were,
day
like-
talking to people.
There were like some days at like every job I've had where I felt that way, but like I guess I've been lucky to where like I haven't. Well, I felt that way at Menards where I pretty much didn't want to go in every day. But I was gonna say like the two jobs that I've had for the longest amount of times, generally speaking, I've liked going into them.
Yeah,
As a
I'm like
whole.
totally down to. Wow.
There's a duck in here.
Ducks don't quack that loud. Yeah, it shook the entire building.
The most like stressful thing at my job lately is I have to go to this stupid fucking meeting on Friday. That like pissed me off, but that's like such a good sign of how much I love my job.
If it's just a meeting that
It's just a meeting that I'm not gonna have to do shit. I don't have to talk in the meeting. I just don't want to go because it's not at our building. It's like so fucking far. It's like up by the city almost.
Oh, really?
And it's gonna have nothing to do with my job at all. Like,
why don't you ask your manager if you still have to go?
but it's mandatory.
Really?
And here's what's possibly even worse. When it's over, my work's gonna be closed all day Friday to the public and everything. When I get back, we have to have it's a mandatory Christmas party.
Mandatory?
Yeah.
That's fucking stupid.
They're gonna try to make us play fucking games and shit.
Ugh.
And don't you have like? Isn't there a girl there who's like trying to creep? on
Oh,
you?
that's right.
Yes.
She's gonna spike your eggnog.
Has anything else happened with that? Any conversation?
No, she's basically
Does she ever try to do any like
anal.
like Sharon Stone maneuvers or something where like she
You're gonna
like
have to translate that for me.
like there's a movie called Basic Instinct where there's a scene where she's like trying to like flirt with this guy sitting across from her, so she's got her legs crossed and she goes to switch her crossed legs, but she's wearing a skirt with no underwear, so like you see her pussy and stuff.
She
Does she
started
ever do that?
dressing a different way for a while, like wearing these really obnoxious heels to work, and could not confidently walk in them. Like
That's cute.
at
That's
any
endearing.
moment, at any
That's
moment,
ende-
it looked
I
like
would-
she was gonna fucking roll her ankle.
That
I mean,
is
bad.
the type of girl I like. Is one who can't.
You can
walk
have
in
her,
high
though.
heels like that. Oh, I'll take her.
Yeah, just something. I'm just not attracted to her. That's all it is. There's nothing wrong with her, like I said. But yeah, she. No, really haven't. I kind of avoid her though. To be honest, if I see her walking away, I'll turn around.
Do you ever like say hi to her anymore?
She says hi to me a lot.
Do you ever and you don't reply?
No, I say hi,
Oh,
but
okay.
she initiates it.
Oh,
I'll just
okay.
walk past.
But she always says hi.
Yeah. Hey.
Like that too.
Yes.
Where she's
Just like that.
Ooh, that's
Like she really wants to get it out there, and it's
I
like
want to go and see what this person looks
I
like.
totally
so bad.
know what she's going through too, because I've totally been that way with somebody before,
Yeah.
like back in high school.
You got to tell her that you're just not available.
I don't know how to even fucking say it.
Not available.
Yeah.
It's like
You're
why
high- you don't even
why
know
is
how to
it
walk
on
in
me to
heels.
start that conversation?
You should bring
know
your
what I mean?
girlfriend
it's just-
in to the library one time
And start like fucking.
bring her to the Christmas party with you.
There you. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's a
It's
good
Not-
idea.
Yes,
it's not
it
that
is.
kind of party. It's not that kind of. It's just for work.
Yeah,
Bring
you
her
bring
with
your.
anyway.
You can bring your
you can totally bring a
significant other.
You totally could
Do it.
And then when you bring her, you can tell everyone, hey, this is my girlfriend. You know, put your hand on her butt or something.
Put your finger in her butthole.
Yeah, to like be like,
This is
here's
my
the ownership.
girlfriend.
Yeah, smell my finger. That's her shit.
your brown
on
star.
there. Yeah,
Oh my god!
that's the way. You
If I
do
could
it.
bring her to the party, I
You
would
can.
not. I'm gonna try to just hide out.
I'm gonna
the whole
email her.
party.
I'm gonna email
Through AOL.
You
All of
email
them.
her and all.
Who are you gonna email?
Both of them.
Yeah, I'll email.
What are you gonna say?
I'll email
I don't know.
Be a short email.
I'll email your boss and he'll email your girlfriend. And we'll
Yeah, I'm gonna
pretend
say.
to be you.
Yeah,
We'll
I'm
each
gonna say,
pretend
hey, you want to
be
go to this Christmas party?
Oh, hey, babe, my phone's broken. I have to email you from this AOL account.
You should totally bring her. You really should, though.
I should
Yeah,
not.
just-
It's
why
not
think
that
you
kind of
should, too.
party.
Yes,
What
it
do you mean
is.
it's
I
not that
promise
kind
you,
of
it's that kind of
party?
party.
I agree.
You have never worked
In
where
the
I'm
library.
working.
I've worked-
Yeah.
If they had
If
a
you
jewel
told them-
Christmas party, would you have brought your girlfriend to that?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
gonna
I
be
think-
fucking stupid. It's gonna be like
You're right. I don't
dumb
think I would.
food.
I-
There's not gonna be any alcohol there or anything. There's kids that work there and shit. There's like under 18 people
I
that
think
work
if it's
there.
mandatory,
Yeah.
I think if it's mandatory, you should be able to bring your
I
significant.
think if it's mandatory,
I
I
think
don't
it
think it should
shouldn't
be
be
mandatory.
mandatory,
Why
yeah.
the
No,
fuck
that's
are we
weird.
spending?
Are you getting
Here's
paid?
the thing. I work for the state. Why are we spending taxpayer dollars on a fucking mandatory party
Yeah.
that none of us want to go to?
Can I
Fuck
like,
that.
Can I?
We're
as,
wasting everyone's money. That's so fucking stupid.
Can I write to like my congressman about this and be like, I don't want my tax, even though my
Why are you
taxes
asking
don't
my
go to it.
permission to do that?
Because
My tax dollars are going to
That's a
that.
good question. Yeah, your tax dollars are.
Yes.
Mine aren't. Mine go to no.
Right? Yeah, yours are mine actually.
So
are.
I should be able
Mine
to
go
go.
to no library.
Yeah.
So you guys can do whatever the fuck you want. I don't give a shit.
It's fucking stupid. Isn't that stupid though?
Yeah, it's stupid.
And they're always saying, "Oh, I don't even want to get into it."
Yeah, he's getting.
It's really early for a Christmas party too.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Isn't that fucking
December.
dumb?
It's
The
December.
first weekend
We
of
had-
December.
We had
Yeah.
ours before Thanksgiving.
That's weird.
That's fucking weird.
It is.
That's really strange. Why? Is that when the Indians celebrate their version
Diwali?
of Christmas? Yeah.
Yeah,
oh,
it
it
was-
is.
that was
Diwali
earlier.
was earlier.
It was in like October, I
fucking
think.
knew it. God damn it.
It was in October, bro.
Put on your sorry. It's time to celebrate.
Diwali.
I fucked
yeah,
that up.
you were doing the right thing though.
Celebrate.
You didn't drink your third Truly.
Nope, only needed 2.
Oh wow.
The
Oh wow.
The rest of the questions I have are I was gonna go work into money, but that's like a whole other set of questions.
Yeah,
We
we'll
can
probably
save
have to
for
save
another
that for
time.
next time.
then.
yeah.
Yeah.
How much time you got?
Almost 3 hours. If we just continue. Oh,
How much time do you have left to record?
I just have to be somewhere. I like to be there sometime after 4, before 5, after 4.
I don't even know what time it is.
It's 3:15.
Okay.
I don't mind like calling it pretty soon either.
Yeah.
All right,
Like,
that's fine.
butt's hurt and
Yeah, I
stuff.
think
That's
we
fine,
got
Jerry.
like a.
Well, we didn't do recommendations.
Right.
Well, we'll do
that's what
that,
we'll
yeah.
do. That's what we'll
Okay.
do.
I'm not saying we have to separate this.
Okay,
Let's
my
Okay.
recommendations.
Hold
are
on. Let me
chocolate
let
milk.
me introduce
go.
the segment. That is you are disgusting. You're a fucking.
Can we video
this and do like a live stream and then we'll post it? What's that called? Twitch?
Yeah.
Which is the one where people watch anything?
Twitch.
Let's do a Twitch where we live stream.
We would get thrown
Okay.
off.
What? Why?
You can't make like any edgy jokes on there.
We don't make any edgy jokes. We'll just quote saying racist shit.
That's an actually joke.
What's the point of doing the show
I
then?
know. I'm not gonna do anything in my life if it can't make a racist joke.
All right.
That's too important to like who I am.
I wouldn't.
I've never even been on Twitch. I'm just like, let's.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think that Kyle especially gives like really good visuals. I think it'd be funny.
We could do video.
And no one would watch it.
Probably
This
not.
is just a stupid idea.
Yeah, you're a dumb. Fuck.
All right.
Okay.
This
so
segment's called.
we have a new segment, and it's going to be our closing segment on making fun of Mike. It's the recommendation segment. Each one of us, or whoever our guest is going to give a recommendation. Could be anything. Who wants to start?
Doesn't matter to me.
Do you have one, Dan?
I do. Mine's really minor though.
Let's go.
I'll start
That's
because
fine.
If it's-
it'll just go up from here. I don't want to like ruin it. So I'm actually wearing mine today.
Oh.
So it'd help more if we
Is
were.
it those pants?
It's these pants.
I was gonna say those look comfortable.
So I got these.
take them off.
Oh,
What are those, Jinko? I never heard of that.
so they're Hanes brand. They're like pajama pants. I've never owned pajama pants before.
I don't really wear them.
They're incredible. I love them.
yeah.
They're like really thin and soft, but they're also like warm somehow. Cause like when I'm like just walking around the house by myself, I'll just walk around in my boxers or maybe a pair of shorts, like athletic shorts. And I was at Walmart the other day and I saw, $9 for these. I don't know. I don't need them. I don't even really want them. But something's telling me to buy these
Sorry, guys.
pants.
Something was calling your name.
Yeah. So I bought them, and honestly, one of my best purchases like in a long time.
Change the game.
Changed the game.
The chillin' game.
When I'm here, yeah. Oh yeah. When I'm at home now, and I'm laying on a couch wearing these, that's it. That's
Yeah,
all
because
she
I'm always
wrote.
freezing if I just have my underwear.
That's
but
what
then
I'm saying.
I always wear pants, and my pants are pretty tight too, so
Right.
they're not really.
Yeah, these are like the
Comfortable.
perfect. They're the perfect lounge wear, and I would like. to
Would you
just
ever
say
wear
that.
them out in public? That's the real question.
No.
How fucking trashy do people look wearing their fucking
Super
pajama
trashy.
pants?
Well,
out?
like these are especially trashy too, because they have like they've got like a button.
Oh, that'd be
flap.
ridiculous.
What's it
I
look
get like
like
my
if you-
dick could flop out like at any moment.
What does it look like if you unbutton that?
How about? But what about when the people wear like the flannel pajama
Those are
pants?
so fucking.
You look
gay.
like such a fucking
I-
scumbag.
The only reason I haven't bought pants like this in the past is because I hate people that do that.
I have a thing where when I see grown men in sleepy pants,
Like right now with me.
You're in your
or
house.
they
I'm in my
have-
own fucking home, bitches.
but when it's in like the middle of the day, which it is now,
Which
but
it
when there's like
still
a print
is.
on them,
Oh, okay. Yeah, mine are
Dude,
just
yeah.
like-
Like if it's trying to be clever or something, or if they're like
no,
holiday. or-
anything, and
Yeah.
it could be like plaid in your own home, middle of the day. Man shouldn't be wearing it. I don't know what it is. I know it's ridiculous. Tara makes fun of me for it all the time.
I
'cause
don't
make-
disagree though. They just look like. I don't care about in your house, but if you're out in public,
Right.
you look like a trash human.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
for sure. But even in your own house, I like judge people.
Really?
I don't know
Wow.
why. It's just one of those
That's
things.
far.
That is
That's-
far.
Yeah.
You're like a sleep pants fascist.
Yeah.
More
You're
than just
like
sleep
going
pants.
out. That was mine, so I figure we'll go up from there.
Mine's also bad, so
Oh,
I'll go with
okay,
mine.
well.
No, yours was good.
Oh.
But
Mine's nothing amazing. It's
But
just
yours
something
was
simple.
Yours were.
Well, you told me like I was like already out like starting my day and I had like a lot of stuff to do, and you're like, here's a new topic, and I was
Did
like,
I not
"Oh."
tell you about that before though?
You texted me like earlier today.
But
when
did I
was,
tell
like,
you that like a couple weeks ago or something? 'Cause
not
I came
that-
up with it a while. I must
Yeah.
have
Maybe
just
you,
been-
did. You know you could have told me a couple.
Yeah, 'cause I
weeks
came-
ago. I don't remember
yeah.
that.
Mine's a video.
Oh,
Excellent.
If anybody hasn't watched it, I've been on a wrestling kick.
There's a reason he's laughing.
No, it's good. It's look up Shawn Michaels oversells Hulk Hogan.
Is it like a blooper or something?
No. So what happened? So what a sell is if I go to hit Dan, Dan will sell the punch by
I have to
jerking his head
react.
back.
Yeah, you gotta
It's the
react.
So he
reaction.
did it too early or something?
No, he did it to the extreme. Where like Hulk Hogan.
This sounds fucking hilarious.
Hulk Hogan would punch him and he'd do flips and like jump out of the ring and like
Yes.
stand on
That
his head.
sounds awesome.
Shawn Michaels is one of my fucking favorite.
he would, like-
I love
wrestlers.
Cordy wrestling.
Yeah,
He
was-
like that.
fuck yeah.
Because what happened was, I guess that night, Hulk Hogan was supposed to drop the title. He had the title. He was supposed to give it up to Shawn Michaels that night.
Yeah.
And Hogan decided last minute, no, I'm not going to do that. So Shawn Michaels' response was, I'm just going to oversell everything that Hulk Hogan does, and it's hilarious.
What an amazing revenge tactic.
Wait, but during the match, I don't know if this was on purpose. I don't know if he did it because he was pissed. But Shawn Michaels started like slapping Hogan in the face.
Really?
And it looks like it really hurt.
Yeah.
So watch that, and like you could see like this look on Hogan's face. where
What's the
it's
name
just
of
like,
the video? What do people look up?
I looked up because I heard about it on a podcast. I looked up Shawn Michaels oversells Hulk Hogan.
That's probably gonna get it to you
I was
right away.
I was dying. It was
That's
really
awesome.
funny. So look that up. That's
Yeah.
my recommendation.
No, that's a good one.
That is
Yeah,
a
that
good
does
one.
sound like
It
something
sounds
that I
fun.
want to
will
watch
probably
for sure.
watch that.
Mine is a video game.
Oh,
It's called Outward.
Ah.
Ooh.
This is one of the best fucking games I've like ever played.
Wow.
I'm putting it up there.
No.
And I'm not saying it would be like that for everyone. Dude, it's so fucking good. It's like adventure RPG, survival elements. When you go out into the world, you feel like you're going on a quest. You're like, I don't know if I'm going to make it back alive. Like,
What's it called? Outward?
Outward.
What's it for?
it's for PlayStation and Xbox. Maybe
I think it's
PC
on-
as well.
I think it's coming to PC.
but I don't
if
think it's
not
going to
out
be on
already.
Switch.
It's not going to be on Switch?
But it's multiplayer, split screen. You can sit in the same room and play it. They don't do that
No,
much
they
anymore.
don't.
Local
Which,
co-op's huge.
me and
in
Eric
game
have been
now.
playing it. He's come over like 3 or 4 times to
yeah,
play
he was
it.
telling me about
It's so fucking fun. He's even buying an Xbox, so hopefully
bought
he'll
it.
get that too.
Oh,
Oh
he
yeah,
bought
yeah.
it?
He got it for Black Friday.
I've got one I keep trying to unload on something.
He only spent $8 on it.
Wow.
Oh yeah, because he had a gift card,
Yeah.
and there was like
Oh.
a crazy fucking Black Friday deal.
Oh, cool.
So yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah. So I've been playing the fuck out of that. I would highly. I don't know how it went under the radar. Like I asked Dan about it. He's like, I never heard of it.
I never heard of it.
heard
Why
Mike
don't
never
know?
heard about it. It's so fucking good. It's from some shit like
That's
under
why-
the radar
that's why no
developer
one's heard
too.
of it. Yeah, it's an indie game.
But it's,
What do you
I-
put it up there in? Because you said it was one of the best games you've ever played.
dude, I fucking
That's
love it.
crazy. What do you put?
It's
like,
reminding
what's-
me. It's not quite to the level, but it's reminding me of like how much fun I was having when I played Oblivion, like the first run.
That's crazy.
And Oblivion might be my favorite game of all time. Like I loved that game.
Wow.
I played the fuck out of Oblivion. But this one, it's multiplayer too, but it has that same sense of adventure, and there's magic within it. You can get like a pistol in it. You can get any kind of weapon you can think of. There's crafting weapons. There's magic too, and the magic is extremely complicated. It's like a good RPG in the way that when you make a character, there's certain types of skills that require character points or skill points. You get 3 of them, you don't get any more. And you have to travel to different cities, and they have different options of ways that you can upgrade your character. And then you're stuck. You can't sell it and do it again. You know, like you have to pick a lane and stick with it, not like Elder Scrolls where you can just kind of
Yeah.
like max out
Right,
everything and just
right.
use a bow and magic and swords and shield. You know, like you kind of need to.
More,
and
like,
and the world is
realistic.
I mean, it's forgiving in the way like if you die, you don't like lose everything, but you wake up in a random location, and they'll have like a little like text will come up and say you've fallen to exhaustion, and someone grabs you and drags you into a cave, and you wake up, and then something's fighting you already or something.
So it's split screen.
If you play
play
it on 2-player.
Can you play it on more than 2-player, like
No.
with somebody with another console?
But you can. I don't think so. Maybe you can. But
That'd
you
be
can. You can
sick.
also play it online, and then it's not split screen.
I wonder how many people can play online at once.
That'd be, dude. If you could play, and it's cool too because it's split screen, but it's when you go out into the open world, because it's open world, and there's different maps that you can travel to, and you have to have like rations in order to make it to this map, or else you'd starve to death. You know, like when you get to the end of the screen, it says, "Do you have this many rations?" Then you can proceed. You
Yeah,
have
it
to
sounds intense.
You have to plan ahead, but I'm at the point now where I'm kicking ass. It took a while, but
How many hours you guys got in it?
I don't know, because I had to start. I started a different character at one point because something like it was weird. It glitched out. I wasn't able to open up one of my characters, but then I did this massive update, and then I was able to open them up. But it's not too buggy overall. Overall, it's not that bad. But yeah, for the 2-player angle is amazing because when you go out into the open world, to walk from one end to the other probably take like 10 minutes. And you could be like 10 minutes walk away. You don't have to stay right next to each other. You can go off and do your own thing for a while. And I don't know. It's really fucking good.
That's awesome.
It is really fun.
Where can people buy it? Is there?
Wherever.
There's like it came out physically, right?
Yeah.
What's the price point?
I think it's like around $40 right now.
That's legit.
Totally worth it.
When did it come out?
This year, 2019.
Wow.
May, I think.
Wow, May.
Yeah.
Oh, May's not your birthday.
No,
March.
I'm a March boy.
May is Peter.
Yeah, that's my recommendation, and I can't. I'm probably overhyping it, but maybe I was just blown away because everyone was like, "What is that? I've never heard of that." But especially for a 2-player experience, it's refreshing how fucking fun it is.
That's awesome.
I wish that would have existed when I was in high school because oh man,
Fuck yeah.
I've finally made it to every map,
Damn.
and I still have not been because you can't. It's hard to explore things because you need to go find food.
Right.
And you might die and end up, really far from that. And when you wake up, you're hungry.
Horny?
thirsty.
Is there a
You have to-
horniness meter?
Yeah, you
Wow.
gotta pay someone to fuck you.
Which would be Eric in this case.
No, but yeah, it's a fantastic game.
Cool.
That's my recommendation for the week.
Nice.
So, is that it, gentlemen? Has anybody got anything else to say?
That's it. Well, well, that's how we end it, right? With the
Yeah.
that. Okay.
What are you gonna say?
We can
Well,
add
I was
something
gonna
to
say,
it.
I haven't seen you since Mike. How was your birthday?
Oh shit.
Did you do anything?
I worked.
But did you do anything like even like not? I don't mean like literally the day
Jason came up.
because it was his birthday
You
too.
40
Yeah.
now?
41. I'm 20, 30. I'm 20. I don't know how old I am.
30.
I'm 34.
None of those are right. There you go. Jesus Christ.
don't
You don't
smell.
look a day under 41.
Yeah.
Thanks.
No, you're gonna look younger than me soon.
I know this
Yeah,
girl I
you're
worked with
youthful.
thought that I was young. She goes,
Indian.
Jesus.
She thought you were Indian?
No.
She kill her?
goes, she goes, I said something about my son. She goes, all these young people are having kids. I said, I'm 34. I don't think I'm young having
Yeah.
kids.
No.
You're right.
You should definitely be having kids. Like, if you're gonna have
Yeah.
it, you should
Strange.
definitely be in your 30s at the latest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we didn't do much. It was good. How about you?
That's cool.
How was his birthday?
Yeah.
Well, my
Oh, you
birthday
haven't
was
seen him
just a
since.
couple
Okay,
days before.
sorry.
I don't remember what I did.
Sweet. Thank you, everybody, for listening.
Bye.